right back, Charlie's definitely.
Still on the court.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like.
Yeah. Go. And with that, we're live. People, deluded. I'm back again. Above my head, you can see it's Aston Villa against Manchester City in the first of two watch-alongs that we'll be doing. Join me at 4:30 to watch Crystal Palace against Arsenal. But yeah, isolated today. I hope Uno Emery's men can do a job against Manchester City, man. I'm enjoying Manchester City's demise. I've got nothing but respect for their fans, for them as a club, but your players left me with a sour taste in my mouth. Pause. After Arsenal obviously drew. I think you're entitled. I think they're pampered, and I think they deserve it, really and truly. It's crazy. You know, I think Manchester City will be back doing what they're doing next season, but right now, boy, you can't rule them out of the title race. It's still Manchester City at the end of the day, but every game that they keep dropping points, like losing the Manchester derby, it gets better and better in terms of, if you're a Liverpool fan and potentially an Arsenal fan, that's got small hope that we can come back in the title race. Now, we've got 8 minutes until kickoff, people. I can share the lineup on screen. Big up you lot, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube, and we can look at the lineup, people. For me, I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester City, personally. You've got Emi Martinez, Matty Cash, Konza, Torres, Luka Dean, Telemans, Kamara, Onana, John McGinn, John Duran gets a start, and as does former Manchester City lad, as well as West Bromwich Albion, Morgan Rogers. Is it a cheeky bet on him scoring? For Manchester City, you've got Ortega, he's in place of Edison. You've got Stones, Akanji, Guardiola, Rico Lewis. Apparently Diaz is out for 3 to 4 weeks. Jack Grealish starts against his former team, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Kovacic, Gundogan, and Erling Haaland. On the bench, as you can see, you've got Mings, Barkley, Buendia, Ollie Watkins, Nedjaljovic. Forgive me, I tried, people. I tried. Ian Matson, Robin Olsen, Bogarde, and Leon Bailey. For Manchester City, Walker's finally been dropped. Akanji, Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, Salvino, Scott Carson, Simpson Pussy, Nico O'Reilly, and James McCaitry. Should we see what statistics there are in relation to this game, if any? Allegedly, Aston Villa won this exact fixture 1-0 last season, but haven't won consecutive home league meetings with Manchester City since April of 1993, 2 years before I came into this world. Only Newcastle have Manchester City won more Premier League games against, with 31, and scored more Premier League goals, 102, than they have against Aston Villa. 98 goals, so they could hit 100 clubs in that regard, and 30 wins. Although overall Aston Villa have lost 4 of their last 7 Premier League games, drawing 1 and winning 2, they're unbeaten in each of their last 7 at Villa Park. Thank the Lord, as an Arsenal fan, we got our 3 points and kept it moving from there. They're looking to win 3 in a row at home for the first time since a run of 15 between March and December 2023. Manchester City have lost 5 of their last 7 Premier League games, drawing and winning just 1, as many as they had in their previous 67 combined. They haven't lost more in a single league campaign since, I believe, 2020-21. Boy, Man City, that's crazy, isn't it? Manchester City have lost 8 of their last 11 games in all comps, as many as in their previous 106. That is a madness. It feels, when you look at stats and it feels surreal. Obviously, you can see the Premier League table. Aston Villa are 7th. They can actually climb above Manchester City with victory today, while Manchester City are 5th, obviously on 27 points. That they could at best draw level with Arsenal, which I hope my club win later today, people. But yeah, we've got 5 minutes until kickoff. As usual, big up you lot for being tuned in. Smash the like button, conversations, all of that good stuff. Riley, part of the furniture, my guy, my assistant when it comes to Football Manager, man. Yeah, I should really take your advice and maybe we wouldn't have the struggles. Big up DG. This might be a high-scoring game with City being poor defensively and Villa play a high line at home, though. Great points, and I think you're bang on the money. But when we always think it's going to be a high-scoring game, to be fair, the recent league game against Manchester United and League Cup game against United and Spurs, we thought it'd be a high-scoring game. Big up to you, that was part of that. You are right. But typically, when we think that, The opposite happens. But you are right. You know, at the end of the day, Manchester City are food where it comes to defensively. I do think Emre's men have that kind of chink in their armor as well. So it should be a free scoring game. I know Haaland isn't doing the business like with his team, but you've got Haaland out there, the talented Duran. There's a bunch of players out there. So it should be a great watch for the neutrals, man. And hopefully it's successful hate along. For me, again, I'm going with Manchester City 2, Villa 1. I think Villa will flatter to deceive. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Villa score early, because as a neutral, that'll make it great, man. Make a note to watch and implement Zealand's corner vid. Trust me, the goals will start flowing. I have. Trust me, trust the process where football managers concerned. We're going to turn the Champions League around. We're going to retain our Premier League title. We're going to win the League Cup. We're going to win the FA Cup. We're going to do everything. Big up yourself, Marcel. Sometimes I forget you're a villain. Blessed for the watch-alongs, DG. I don't take these for granted. Man, football is one of the main things I look forward to in my life. Just want to say thank you for your efforts, my guy. What can you say to a message like that, man? Like, it always makes me in a positive way feel awkward when you lot say things like that, because all I can say is thank you, man. You have to judge your life on how you impact each other. And it's a pleasure to, you know, do watch-alongs, Arsenal content, banter. You lot see me pour my heart out and do Arsenal therapy. It's appreciative, man, wherever you lot are in this world, man. Like, it's crazy what the internet can do in a day and age where the internet's used for a lot of, pardon my language, fuckery. It's nice to know that we got something here, man. I've never met you in real life, but I'm always here so I consider you family. Likewise, my guy, and, you know, one day, big up yourself. Appreciate that, man. Far too kind, man. Yo, DG, do you put City's form down to other teams working them out or them being poor? Everything, bro. Everything. It's a marked entity. You know, when Klopp was doing what he was doing at Liverpool, they, in a positive way, they become a marked entity. When the Invincibles, the Jose sides, Peps, you know what they're going to do. Arteta at this moment in time, obviously, I'm not saying they're in the same realm, but you know, when you have an identity and a marked brand of football and it's consistent and it makes you win, the double-edged sword is teams begin to do their homework. So naturally, I do think teams have done their homework. I do think teams are going into it as the season goes on, like we're seeing. I think people are, you know, naturally, you're going to be not scared to play City, but City's a team where you think about it, yeah, we've got to bring our A game. But I think people relish it against City now. I don't think, you know, when you're a wounded animal, people are going to get at you. And I think people are not, in a positive way, they're not over-respecting City no more. People are genuinely thinking, yo, last week they dropped points. We can go and do something. We can get at them and we can do this. So it's probably that. It's probably teams working them out. It's probably Pep Guardiola not being able to find new solutions. The players are not doing their jobs. Of course, there's been injuries indirectly, in my humble opinion. I can't quite say Manchester City are owed this, innit? But generally, you could make the case of, you know, when you've had treble win, we'll be here all day. You know, Pep Guardiola and the majority of these players at City, historically, they've achieved a whole heap of stuff, done crazy things, right? Could you argue when you're so used to eating and having banquets and things of that ilk, could you argue when you're used to eating, you lose that hunger? I have to look at that. And again, I do believe if you've won one Champions League or one Premier League, you want to do that again and again and again and again. But you could argue there's naturally, not with Pep, but the players, there's that element of complacency. And you look at the age profiles of a number of these players. Let me turn on my TV as well before we miss kickoff. You look at the age profile, yeah, obviously, a lot of them, like you go through the whole team, yeah, a lot of them, the nucleus of Manchester City. I know Gundogan's returned, but, you know, you look at Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, John Stones, who I'm not really bringing into this, Kyle Walker. You've been at City for a while. Sometimes I think when you're a manager, you need new faces in. And I think as a player, it's like any job. If you work in your 9 to 5 and you're in an industry that you enjoy and you're great at it and, you know, you're getting awards for your company, you're getting results for your company, you're making things happen. Sometimes I think you need to get out of that environment purely because you must genuinely stagnate. So I think it's a cocktail, mixed drink of everything. If I'm brutally honest, it's everything. And let's be honest, yeah, Manchester City, again, when you're City and you've got on paper Haaland, Grealish, like the list goes on for the players they've got. Great players, you know, regardless of their form. I'm sure, look, Marcel's he's a Liverpool fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. Some of you might support other clubs. You look at that starting 11 from City or the bench. There's a couple of players you would love to have it at your club, right? So they've still got a good 11, but I don't think they've addressed certain areas in the transfer market. I don't think they've replenished the squad. And I don't think they've got like level raises. It's hard to raise the level historically of City, but you know, you look at their market, you know, Doku, I think is incredibly frustrating, but he's a good player. It's quite the fall off from Riyad Mahrez and these kind of guys. Silvinho, young development signing. Jack Grealish, £100 million man, not really doing the business. Phil Foden, he said he was the best player in the Prem last year. Where are we at with that? Haaland, again, not found a way to get him. We all know if you're not doing the job in midfield, Haaland's irrelevant. Like, Haaland's irrelevant. He's a service-reliant striker, as great as he is. And you've not had how far does the Rodri thing go, really and truly? Like, I don't know. Kickoff is imminent, people. So let me remove the lineup. How far does the Rodri thing go? Because I do think there's luxuries. If Declan Rice was out for the season, God forbid, people would say, oh, we've got kickoff. Sorry, folks. If Declan Rice was out for the season, people would have a lot of things to say. If Liverpool were missing Salah, people would have a lot of things to say. I do think, and maybe it's because City win stuff, I think they get, and Man City could concede here already. John Duran, it's a big save by Ortega. Will they come to regret that? But yeah, it's a mixture of many of things where City find themselves. You don't go from doing what City have done to where they are now overnight. Will Aston Villa come to rule that? 30 seconds basically into the game, John Duran, he's completely miskicked that. It's a good save from Ortega. I genuinely thought they would score. Like we said, people are looking at Man City win, lose or draw like you man are food now, like we can get at you. Wait, corner kick to Aston Villa. We might be in for a game, man. We might be in for a game. Shout out Graham. Afternoon, DG. I'm going for goals here. 2-2 is my prediction. I went 2-1 City. I might have to change it, but it's looking like Villa smell blood. That's a good corner. Oh! It's a great corner. Did that hit the post? It didn't go in. Ortega, I think, has made a great save there. We need to see that again. We got to love Premier League football. It's a big save by Ortega. I think it's hit the post. A minute or so in, Aston Villa arguably should be a goal ahead. Boy, we're in for a game here. Villa are smelling blood early doors. And as an Arsenal fan, I love to see set pieces. Certain man let a corner kick taker score directly from one midweek. John McGinn, that's a terrible corner, but I think that's another corner for Villa. Boy. DG, we're in the third kit, which means one answer will concede first. As a Liverpool fan, I would love Guardiola in our team. I'm having Guardiola from the starting lineup. I'm having Guardiola. I'm having Rico Lewis. As much as I banter Phil Foden, I'm having Phil Foden. Grealish isn't pulling his weight, but I'm having Grealish. I think everybody's having Haaland. As you said, Guardiola is more than welcome, especially where Mikel Arteta loves a fullback. Probably the worst corner of the game so far from Villa is headed over. Big up my bro, following from Rance's channel. Keep it up. Appreciate you. Appreciate Rance for the, bringing me on his platform. Welcome, man. Welcome. Should Jesus start against Palace tonight? On one hand, no. But on the other hand, a man scored a hat-trick. You can't drop, man. Like, that's, regardless of what Jesus goes and does for Arsenal, that's probably isolated to that 90 minutes, one of the best individual performances. And excluding Bukayo Saka, I think Arsenal are at that stage now where we need these players to get into form. But also think sometimes you have to ride the wave of a player's form. And you can't say it's Jesus' form because, he could very well revert back to type. But I think he deserves to start. For me, I know there's a lot of talk with Arsenal fans about, is it him or Kai Havertz? You could make a case of Havertz in midfield. And no, don't want that. For me, I'd play Gabriel Jesus off the left today, if I'm brutally honest with you. So Gabriel Jesus off the left, Saka obviously on the right, Havertz through the middle. Aston Villa still have the ball here, people. 3 minutes in, we've not seen anything from City. I just think they're a bit lifeless, man. Which is probably bad news for the Premier League because they're probably going to dip into the market, man. Paul Torres, throw in for City. What have we got here? Afternoon, big up yourself, D'Angelo. Starting 11 versus Palace. Well, obviously, a couple players pick themselves in it. Smash the like button if you haven't. David Raya, obviously. Saliba, Gabriel. For me, Timber. I know Calafiori's back with the squad and apparently Zinchenko, but I don't know for 90 minutes and starting. So I'm going to go with Lewis Skelly at left back. I think Moreno will start today. But for me, I would like to just see Partey, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. Saka on the right. Kai Havertz through the middle. And a part of me wants Martinelli. A part of me thinks Trossard should start. Part of me wants to see Raheem Sterling get an opportunity. But I'd probably go with Gabriel Jesus off the left. Big up yourself, John. Facts, familiarity breeds contempt. After the Champions League, they achieved it also. It's everything truly. And it's true. And also, you got to remember, yeah, the vast majority of these City players, of course, they, working under Pep. Grealish could be in here. Grealish goes for the shot, can't wrap it. A lot, of course, they love probably, you know, learning under Pep Guardiola and playing for Manchester City. But this is just a job, you know. None of them really come through the academy. You know, if you're the foreign players like Haaland, Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne, especially the ones of age, how long before you start thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind playing for Madrid? Or if we don't want to get into teams, I wouldn't mind playing in another country. I want to go to another country, etc., etc. And the Champions League as well, really, because that was the one that, like, realistically, of course, Pep Guardiola was brought in by Man City to dominate the league and do all of that kind of stuff. But the Champions League was the one they wanted, and they achieved that. So it's probably been down since then. Telemans. And to be fair, maybe the fact that Arsenal finished 2 points off them last season, that should have rang alarm bells. You mean Arteta, our former coach, let you, you know, we just about won a league title ahead of them. They should have went into the market and did a madness. It's a very open game, if I'm honest. Villa had a bit of defending to do. I think we've seen very early Villa are counter-attacking and trying to exploit City's high line, where defensively they're at 6s and 7s, and they did quite well. It's only 5 minutes in. It's another corner. If I was an Aston Villa fan, or if I was Unai Emery, I'd be a bit disappointed my team hasn't scored yet. It's that age-old saying, kill the game before it kills you. Your channel is class. Only because of you lot, man. I'm just the face of it and a handsome one at that. You man seeing the line. Oh, Gally, come pre the line. It's mad. But wouldn't be here without you lot, man. And that's what I always say, man. I'm gonna do an end of year deluded thoughts, but I'm genuinely very upset that I couldn't get you lot 70k subs, man. Like, it genuinely keeps me up at night, man. Not to have a pity party, but that was, you know, that was the goal, man. That was like, you lot can't see it, but over there, 2024 goals, like, I've ticked off so many things. That one is still there. Like, that's what we did here, innit? Like, it's failure, innit? Big up yourself, Jojo. Appreciate you. Shout out the feature on TalkSport. Appreciate that. And appreciate TalkSport, man. Shining a little one, like, try to go on there as many times as possible, man. It is nice going on there, though. Like, I make a big case of defending the culture and Arsenal on that as well. Like, even me, when I'm sitting there, they're asking me about Ben White. I believe a lot of what I'm saying, but I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what's going on here. But I'm not letting you like rub him out. But big up TalkSport, man. Like, the producers are very welcoming, the talent's very welcoming, very, very not what I expected when I first won. They're very welcoming, man. The ball is here with Ortega. I can't lie, people. We're in for a good game. As Aya said there, Ortega's been called into action several times. Rico Lewis is just getting moved to. They're just barging him, fouling him, etc. Listen, who am I to talk about Pep Guardiola? But something needs to change. John Duran's gone for the shot. Is saved by Ortega. Something needs to change. I just think beyond the obvious, they're stale, man. They every time I watch City, obviously it's a great system, great players, you know, all of that galaxy brain stuff Pep does, but it's lifeless. Like, you look at Liverpool again, yeah, you could talk about Arne Slot, but they still play with intensity. I don't see, that's the word I guess I'm looking for. Like, there's no intensity in what City do, essentially. Like, they're great tactics, all of that stuff, but that intensity, that life you need in the Premier League, it's gone. Phil Foden, can't believe they said put Saka left back for this youth. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Bernardo Silva on this right hand side. You do a lot of chatting. Rico Lewis, come Arsenal, man. It's here with John Stones. John Stones, Haaland. We've not seen Haaland. To be fair with you, Haaland's someone you don't see until it's too late. Matty Cash has given Grealish a welcome back to Birmingham tackle there. That defo hurt. Man said Rico Lewis needs yam and banana. If you know, you know. Rise up the likes if you haven't, people. Don't forget, we will be watching Arsenal after this, regardless of how this pans out. What other Premier League games are there? Liverpool in action tomorrow. I actually hope Liverpool win tomorrow for obvious reasons. They're playing Spurs. That's another one. Shameless plug. We will be doing a watch along for such people. My Arsenal fans, 3 p.m. Gabriel Jesus has had an interview. There's been some transfer news. I've done a video. I've got you lot sorted, man. I've got you lot sorted. Content. I've got you lot sorted over the festive period. And then some. I wonder how many days this year I've actually made content or posted. Like, of the 365 days in a year, I don't think there's many that I haven't. I'll be real. Like, there can't be. There's definitely 300 plus. Anyways, people, there's a free kick to City here. Gundogan jumps over it. Phil Foden delivers. It's a good knock. Where are the City players, though? And it's still not been cleared. John Duran's header has got height, but not distance. John McGinn is trying. Can't lie, this is a good game for the neutrals. I don't know how your heart feels if you're a City fan or a Villa fan. And I must admit, obviously, knowing Arsenal's luck, City will find a bit of form when they rock up at the Emirates. But especially where they're at now, and as the aftermath of the game at the Etihad, I want these lots head on a spike. I want a memorable win. And I'm not talking the Santi Cazorla, Francis Coquelin, Jamie win, respectfully to them. I want blood. I've seen Man United beat them. I've seen Brighton move to them. I've seen the teams are moving to City week in, week out. This City kit is ugly, isn't it? Bloody hell. Has this got a shout for worse away shirt in the Prem? This is or third shirt, I don't know. This is horrible. Look like a lollipop lady, really. They got the lollipop ladies out there. I'm just lighting up my Christmas tree, wavy trim. Eden, appreciate that Christmas tree, you know. You have money for Christmas lights with the way things are going up? Damn. It's another free kick. Is there, maybe I'm reading too much into this year, and there's, of course, the two teams aren't correlated, but Arsenal obviously haven't regressed to the level of City because we ain't gone to them heights of City. But is there something to read that the two teams that were fighting in the last 2 Premier League years for the league, yeah, both teams have run out of steam, potentially ideas, etc., etc. Is there a correlation? Not quite sure what's going on here. Villa are complaining, City are complaining. Don't know what's going on. Are they asking for a pen shout? Desperate much. What happened there? To be fair, John McGinn's got hands. Nah. We got DG. I'm saying 1-1 draw today. Hopefully you're talking about this game and not Arsenal. Appreciate you. Happy. Big up you and your wife. Sounds so bad. I only say that because you always say you're watching with your wife. And as you said, come with the villains. It's another corner, however, for Man City. Are we going to have conversations about Phil Foden? Because I know there was plenty about Saka. Are we going to have conversations about Jack Grealish? Because there was plenty about Kai Havertz. Are we going to have conversations about Gundogan's return? Just let me know. I just want to know. I'm purely being devil's advocate. I just like consistency. Because as much as Onslaught and Maresca have come in and, I'm definitely going to look at Mikel Arteta funny if either one of them teams finish above us, let alone win the Premier League title. What about the big boss Debo, Pep Guardiola, bullied this league, turned it into a farmers league, seen him win a league with no striker, then sign Haaland, treble, 100 points and the rest of it. Gundogan shot, saved by Emi Martinez. Who I'm sure that, not Gundogan, Kovacic. I'm sure Emi Martinez won something this week, some sort of goalkeeping award. How can I watch the match? If you got stream, share them up, string a bell, big up you and shout Barbados. What type of fullback are you, DG? Wingback or traditional fullback or modern? Also, which pro shares the most similarities with your style of play? I'm just everything. I'm wavy. I can do everything. I'm just wavy. I'm always gonna gas up my thing. I'm just wavy. I'm just wavy. No, on a serious note, bro, professional footballers, there's no way I can talk to them. For me, I think I play like Zinchenko when I'm inverting, but I'd probably say Timber. I'd say Timber. You know, let me gas up my thing. What do you mean? Roberto Carlos, Marcelo, these kind of guys, man. Ashley Cole. Now, I'd say Timber. I like to think I'm Timber and Zinchenko together. What sort of fullback? I could do both. I don't mind overlapping, but I hate running. It sounds mad. I like football. All my friends will tell you I hate running. I hate running. Yes, a fullback who hates running. Let the ball do the movement. I prefer inverting. Generally, like when I overlap, I try to be narrow. Like I don't want to make a run. It's selfish, but I don't want to make a run to take an opposition teammate with opposition member with myself to open up space for others. I want to be closer to goal, man. I do prefer, well, to be fair, like I've got no choice. I've been pigeonholed at left back. I do prefer playing left back over right back purely because, as you've seen with the, the goal we keep spinning, you let me on my right foot is peak. Akanji's gone back to Stones. I got a lot of time for Stones, man. Too cool. Him, Ben White, unpopular opinion, Harry Maguire. They've got to be part of stuff. But this is the thing with City. City can score a goal at any moment. They're a brilliant team, but it's a bit like what I see from Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Like it's side to side. You don't really pull any punches. Saying that, Grealish, you got to deliver Victoria Beckham. Too much party skills. Oh, Matty Cash, you're a lucky lad. That was a poor ball. I'm the most diverse player when I play ball. I can go centre back or left back or centre mid or even striker. DG, if you could select 3 players from Chelsea's attack to play in your team, who would you pick and why? 3 players. 3. Well, Cole Palmer for obvious reasons. He's cold. Like you with Saka and Odegaard linking up. Self-explanatory. Attackers. Nicholas Jackson, to be fair. We need a striker. You're scoring. Oh, hey. Has Matty Cash been given a yellow yet? As a fullback, I love it, but he's just kicking Grealish into pieces. Surely he picks up a booking. Oh, Grealish. Grealish is rattled. Battle of the hairs, really and truly, with them two. But yeah, it's difficult. I don't really want 3 Chelsea attackers. I can pick 3 Chelsea players immediately. The 2 midfielders in not the racist on, definitely not Caicedo, Lavia, or Cole Palmer. That would be it. If you're pressing me for attackers, Jackson at this moment in time, without a doubt, Cole Palmer. I'm missing someone, not Pedro Neto, because Arsenal is onto him. Might as well get him in it. So hopefully that answers your question. No way he just said Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson is not dead though. Like, he's not dead. I do think Chelsea are going to upgrade on him 100%. But I don't think Nicholas Jackson is a bad player. Nicholas Jackson is cool. I just think Chelsea are doing that thing Arsenal do. You take a man that should be part of the squad and you're trying to make him play every week. Nicholas Jackson is not dead. Nicholas Jackson could start for Arsenal, bro. Let's not gas up Kai Havertz and all criticize him. Let's not act like Nicholas Jackson is dead. Like, he's definitely not dead. I'm not saying he's the best thing since sliced bread. Jackson, bro, Jackson at Arsenal right now, we could do a thing. I'm telling you, we could do a thing. He did score one of the stinkiest hat tricks I've ever seen, man. Man like James Justin, DG. We need Omar Marmoush. Wouldn't mind him at all. I'm here for Neto. Zinni or Ben Godfrey. Rate me. I'm not going out like Ben Godfrey. Ooh, Telemans, that's a ball. Morgan Rogers against his former club. Square it, bro. John Duran. It's 1-0 to the Villains. Morgan Rogers is in my FPL side. John Duran. It was coming. Pause. 100%. Damn, what have we seen, people? We've been speaking about this counter-attack. Villa, time and time again, have counter-attacked and exploited that high line. They've drawn first blood. John Duran stocks are going up. Villa, boy, you got to get your act together, boy. You got to get your... I'm not Villa City. You got to get your act together. Birmingham is a very scary place. Very scary place. And they've taken the lead. Go on, Emre. Go on, Emre. It's a great sweeping move, man. We have to give credit to Yuri Telemans, the pre-assist, as the new people say. Great composure for Morgan Rogers and John Duran doing what he's doing. What a player they've got in him. Well, they've got a lot of good players, Villa. They've taken the lead here. Not seeing John Duran start too much. You could argue he should have scored within the first 30 seconds of this game, but he has scored. And I feel sorry for Ortega. If I'm honest with you, early doors, which probably tells you Manchester City's issues, Ortega's been their best player. They've called him into action. Yeah. So we should sign a left-footed right winger and move Saka to left centre mid. Who said that? And I know Cole Palmer's debut season was off the right. Maresca said he's not a winger. I'm pretty sure Cole Palmer is not necessarily playing in that position as frequently for Chelsea. You've got to be a multifunctional player, which is a theme of Mikel Arteta. Not that I agree with what I'm about to say necessarily, but Tomiyasu, Calafiori, Zinchenko, Benjamin White, Timber, who else is there? Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice in terms of playing as a 6 or an 8. The same goes for Moreno. You have to be able to play multiple roles and positions. I actually think if we sign Cole Palmer, boy, it'd be interesting because for me, I'd put Odegaard in the 8. Palmer, you go in that little 10 thing. And then, yeah, Saka stays where he's staying. Let's not get 1-1 and get a million. Like, what's going on there? City won't make top 4. They continue playing like this. They won't, man. Duran, we got the full team for you. DG, make it happen. If I could, I would. Bring Morgan Rogers as well. Baller. Era's come to an end after Ten Hag leaves. And Klopp probably mad seeing City this season. Well, Klopp should be mad. Klopp should be mad. The minute I leave, this is what happens. And Ten Hag was right. It was the right message, wrong messenger. And Arteta, I'm looking at you funny, you know, because, boy, we need a massive clap from Liverpool. Ain't going to happen. I'm looking at you funny, Arsenal, you know. Every time I see City drop points, which we can't say that's the case now, but yeah. Interestingly, Aston Villa have won 11 points from losing positions this season, only bettered by Manchester City's 14. So I don't think you can say City are out of it, but like I do think every week we're getting to that scenario now where, yeah, they're food now, really. They're undoubtedly food. They're loading Rodri with the Buki pills as we speak. If we buy Palmer, you can forget about Ethan. He ain't getting in. Ethan will be all right, man. Could the reason for Pep not wanting to stay at clubs beyond 5 years is because he doesn't like doing rebuilds? Potentially. And it's like, I'm not going to lie, being a manager is exhausting. And to be fair, I'm exaggerating, but arguably this is going to be the biggest rebuild that Pep's going to have to do. And if there is some reality where City may win the Premier League, I'm gassing it a bit, and it won't look like this in terms of history, the points tally and all of that. But this would be his greatest Premier League victory. If somehow City go and win this league, boy, I think Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool all need to slap themselves. But boy, even that, I know old habits die hard, but how many, take nothing away from Villa, because they've shown that they're going to do that from the minute the game started. How many times have you seen that from City this season? Just sliced open, sliced and diced. Boy, Pep becoming Wenger, he needs new ideas. Boy, City is finished. And DG's prediction for us, I'm saying 3-1. Eze for them is out. Yeah, I can't lie. I'm happy not to see Eze. I was listening to the Crystal Palace manager. He was saying stuff like, you know, Eze played with a swollen foot against Arsenal and then he got another kick. But as someone that sees Mikel Arteta manage my club, I don't trust when managers say players are going to be out. I literally need to see the squads really when the games kick off. Like I said, Villa have life. City don't. It's like I don't see protagonists for City. They move the ball too slowly. You can tell when Villa break, when Villa got the ball, there's life, there's enthusiasm. For me, City got that imbalance in that they've got players that have achieved bare things in the careers now at City. And then you've got the young ones like Rico Lewis, Doku to a degree, Silvinho. There's not really that sweet spot of players in their prime that are hungry. They need players that are hungry. Of course, there's been injuries and all of that dead stuff, but I'm not hearing that Duran is cold, bro. Cold. Smash the like button. Jackson will become another Havertz half-season wonder at best. I'm not saying Jackson be my starting player. Someone just asked me the attackers. I think we could do with Jackson. In a world where if there was no Kai Havertz and we had Nicholas Jackson and a striker better, so Gyökeres, Isak, whatever, and Jackson's in the squad, I'm cool with that. Jackson is not dead. I forgot about Sancho, you know. Yeah, I'm having Sancho at Arsenal. I forgot about Sancho. Yeah. You know what? Sancho, Palmer, Neto. Then Jackson, my bad, chief. Forget that. But I'd rather just get Caicedo. If I could have any free players from Chelsea, it'd be Caicedo. You know what? Caicedo, Lavia, especially Lavia. Caicedo, Lavia, Cole Palmer. Unpopular one. Gusto. Obviously a fit Reece James, but we're at. But Gusto. I'm an Arsenal fan, man. We're signing defenders, and you could play right, left. Bernardo Silva, you need to do something. Boy, I just want to know 100 million Jack Grealish, golden boy, build the national team around him. Phil Foden. I just want to know, Mr. Stay Humble. I just want to know what's going on. Most times I've played as an attacker, but started to like playing at the back. Play. DG, what were your favorite Arsenal game this year? Oh, you put me on the spot, man. This year. It's been a long year, man. It's been a long year. Like, any game we've won against the top six, I'd say PSG for me. Put me on the spot, man. I'd have to do my research. Hopefully that answers that. Great questions. Keep on coming. As a football fan, I want to see Grealish go somewhere he can actually express himself. It's true, but being devil's advocate, yeah, I do think there's valid claims with Pep coaching this kind of stuff out of the player and whatnot. But how far does that go? I know this isn't the best of examples, but being devil's advocate, half them players at Liverpool under Ancelotti, how do we know that Ancelotti is telling them to do something very different from what they thrived under with Klopp? How far does that go? Because at the end of the day, the ball's still with your feet. You're still an attacker. You still have to find a way to score, bro, or assist. How far does that go with Jack Grealish? I think they're valid claims, but how far does that go? You know, on the face of it, you know, Grealish, a great player. He's won everything there is to offer at City. Oh, that shot was terrible. It's actually a full circle moment for Grealish being a City player and actually being a City player today at Villa Park. Because I saw on Twitter, I think he made his debut as an 18-year-old for Villa against this very team. How far does that go? Because last season, Foden was still finding a way to make the difference. Grealish, a quality player, man. I'd love him at Arsenal. But then the same things I criticize about why I wouldn't want Rashford could apply to Grealish. And I would add the caveat is Grealish a better player than Rashford, and he thinks a lot more, man. Are we going to have conversations about Rice and Caicedo? See, there's a difference with Arsenal. We don't need to talk on your guys. Like, for what? Don't act like what we forgot what happened to Caicedo when he came round the Emirates last year. Don't watch that. We got something for him. The away kit looks alright from far, but terrible up close. I hear it. Boy, good start to the game, man. DG, imagine if we had Haaland. If we had Haaland, it'd be amazing. Being devil's advocate, I think if we had Haaland, we'd be having the same conversations. Of course, we wouldn't be having a conversation about needing a striker, but we don't exactly create like 10, 20 clear-cut chances for any attacking player to score tap-ins. And this is the thing with City. There's a lot of similarities negatively with my team. Like, you can see what they're doing, playing out from the back, inverted fullbacks, all of that kind of stuff. But it does look a bit devoid of ideas. Amberly, appreciate you. See you in the comments on my live streams as well as in the comments on videos. So, yeah, big up yourself. What have you said? Morning, DG. Not surprised to see City already 1 down. What's the conversation between Rice and Caicedo? I don't know. I am shameless. If Chelsea had Rice and we had Caicedo, I'd be gassing up Caicedo's thing. But I'm cool with Rice, man. We don't need to compare our players. Arsenal fans, we're just happy with Saka. Every week, Saka's compared to someone. We're happy with Rice. Every week, Rice compared to someone. Saliba compared to someone. And again, this high line from City, risky business. They actually play like me in Football Manager, which is not a praise thing at this moment. It's been switched to Grealish. To be fair, I'm not scapegoating Grealish, but Matty Cash living comfortably against Grealish, you know. If you're Pep, and again, who am I to talk when Pep's done what he's doing? If because I don't know, if Matty Cash is not on a yellow, you're pleading with Grealish, get him on a yellow. 10 or so minutes into that second half, you need to get a Doku or a Silvinho one. Every foul, every mistake, ask the question. It's back here with Grealish again. Jack Grealish. But the thing is, Grealish has never been a numbers man. Oh, that was a good ball from City into the box. Luka Dean's headed it. Bernardo Silva don't want it. John Duran clears his lap. Well, he doesn't really. Arsenal with Haaland would be crazy, that Norwegian link. It would be. I do think if we, in an imaginary world, and Arsenal signed Haaland from Manchester City tomorrow, I'd be happy with Haaland. But what you see when you come into training, you have to get rushed. You have to hold some, you need to get punched up. We ain't forgot what you did to Mikel Arteta. And then after that, we're friends. You have to hold something. Caicedo's a fine player, but the lad would be sent off every other game if he played for Arsenal, let's be honest. He does get away with a lot, but I got a lot of time for Caicedo. And I think Arteta would love him because we know, like, Caicedo's playing right back at Arsenal at times. You know, you've seen him do it. You've seen the Bandulu at Chelsea. Therefore, Arteta would have ran that immediately. The one that there's two players at Chelsea. You know, I would love Palmer. Don't know how we missed that one. Would love Morgan Rogers. You can see the vids. In fact, off topic, we've been linked with, is it Lucien Agalme or whatever? Somebody commented on one of my vids from years ago and I was scouting him. But if there's one player I'd want from Chelsea, it's Lavia, bro, because the summer we signed Declan Rice, I genuinely thought we'd sign 2 midfielders, which in hindsight was Kai Havertz them times through the middle, which didn't really work out. I wanted Lavia. I feel Lavia, you know, there's no coincidence. The only thing with Lavia is injuries, but there's no coincidence. He's been able to stay fit, puts a run of form together. He balances out Chelsea so well. I know he's looking at Chelsea, but for a minute, as a neutral, it's like Caicedo and Lavia. Lavia would have solved so much. Would have had that centre mid that can do the 8 and the 6 stuff. You would have had the replacement for the replacement before the replacement needs replacing, if that makes sense. In that's little bro to Thomas Partey would have been set. Chelsea's recruitment, there's no coincidence. They got a couple of ex-staff from City. Sancho's rocked up. Lavia's rocked up. Probably Palmer's rocked up there. There's probably a couple others. Tolson on a free transfer as well. There's indirect links there. So, yeah, man. It's here with Ortega, which 28 minutes in, I'm still saying he's been City's best player. It's bare 5s out of 10s from City at this moment. We're away from home, especially when you're trying to save your season. Boy. And I'm sure there's been, throughout City struggles, there's been many different players rotated in and out, but it's the same old thing every week. Bernardo Silva, that's not going to get to Grealish. Grealish done well to keep that in, but he's about to get finessed by Matty Cash. There we have it, and Cash is on his back. Elects to find Telemans, whose pass was amazing for the goal. John Duran, this guy's cold, man, cold. Morgan Rogers, Telemans. Luka Dean. Don't want Haaland. He's a great finisher, but our general play would get even worse in the final third. I hear that, but there's, for me, every now and again, if that was some other striker, great. But there's an exception to the rule in which you could argue Pep did it, bro. I'm having Haaland. I'm having Haaland. You can press from the front. I'm not expecting any fireworks, bro. You're scoring goals. Can't believe it's only been the one. I must admit, if I'm Emery, I'm not saying City deserve to be slaughtered today, but if you're Villa, you're thinking, can we get a second before halftime? I think Villa started the game better. Evidently, they got the goal. They have had to do some defending, but it's low-level chances being asked of Emi Martinez. We've seen Ortega at least pop off 3-4 saves before he conceded. Emi Martinez isn't going to get any highlights this week. Did you lose? Who did Villa play last week? Emi Martinez made a fantastic save. I mean, I like Emi Martinez, man. Big fan of, obviously, since you left Arsenal, what you've gone on and done. Jack Grealish puts a cross in. You know, City have done. City look like they're going to do something off the left, which probably means they're going to score from the right now. Not seen anything from that right-hand side. Not seen much from, obviously, discount Haaland because he's a service-reliant striker to a degree, but not seen nothing from Haaland, not seen nothing from Foden, not seen nothing from Gundogan or Bernardo Silva. The ball's been switched to Grealish. Here and there, Rico Lewis is putting himself about. Other than that, it's dead, really. All Villa are doing is waiting for their chances, and it's working every time. If I'm Man United manager, try to get Gyökeres, Mitoma, and Marmoush. City should look at Barella to replace Gunda or Kimmich and Wirtz to replace Musiala. Are we going to have a conversation about Gundogan? This guy is washed. Never go back to your ex-people. Tell them again. I like Gundogan, but people say, oh, masterstroke. And again, I've got no agenda against Gundogan. I just like consistency because I know if other clubs did this, they're not going to get allowed. City, in my opinion, have missed the trick. Like, even if we go with the fact that there's no Rodri, of course, you can never underestimate losing key players and a player of Rodri's caliber. How far does that go, though? How far Rodri not being there with the form and the results you've seen from City? How far does that go? And if it does go far, and you know that Rodri is this vital player for City, then you need to find someone that, ideally, in an ideal world, is better, but that's not going to happen. You find someone that Rodri might be here, my man's here, so the level doesn't drop too far. Or you have a different way of playing. Pep Guardiola and City have not found the solution for such. Haaland worked for City because they were, until recently, providing him with tons of chances. That should be a warning for anyone who wants him at Arsenal. He's great, only if he's being fed. Yeah, but I don't even think that's something new to him at City. Like, Haaland's almost, would it be fair to say he's a throwback striker in a day and age where, you know, it's all about dropping deep and working the wide areas and whatnot? You know what Haaland's about. It's just bully, man. Phil Foden, brother. Phil Foden in Birmingham away from home. Boy, trenches. Onana, Morgan Rogers. That's a good run from Onana, but Akanji should get there. Fair play, Onana. I didn't think he had the legs to get there. He does. Camara. Villa got a decent squad. It must be pretty entertaining being Aston Villa in Football Manager. You know, I'm giving myself save ideas. Yeah, Gundogan acted like it was Barca's fault why they're a mess, but the same issues happening at City. Maybe it's him. I mean, to be fair to Gundogan, they had to, you know, Barca are a mess, so they kind of effed that up. Even now, Dani Almo's being linked with. Oh, is John Duran going to get in here? Corner kick, surely. Lost my trail of thought there. What a player, man. Shows what happens when you do scouting, and this is what I mean. Like, when Arsenal fans sit there and say, oh, who would we going to buy? There's no one on the market. John Duran was playing in MLS and that. They found a way. I completely lost my trail of thought there. But yeah, that's it. We was talking about Gundogan. And City are a mess as well. I guess it's a coincidence, but there's no smoke without fire. Gundogan's just not what they needed. Quality player, but obviously time catches up with everyone. Looks like he's falling off a cliff. I'm sure you could say every league is intense and whatnot, but after a year in Spain, it looks like he's forgotten how intense the Prem is. And you're just in a mess. Oh, Rico Lewis. Gundogan's done well there to keep the ball for City. That is what you call a hospital pass. Them man going back to their original teams. Listen, no one will be happier than me if City go back to the days when they had Stuart Pearce and Danny Mills and all of that. If you know, you know. Jack Grealish, Guardiola, quality player. Guardiola. Johnson, appreciate you for becoming a member, bro. Emre or Mikel. Worry about your own manager. Your manager's on a Cardi beating. All he does in games is be on his tiptoes. Oh, Emi Martinez has finally made a save. Worry about your manager. I mean, Emery's got a bit better CV than Arteta. I think Arteta, on a serious note, Arteta is a better fit for me for Arsenal. Morgan Rogers, quality player, man. There's talent out there if you buy correctly, man. Look what Villa have done. Obviously, they got Telemans on the free. I'm sure Kamara on the free. I could be wrong on that. Morgan Rogers from West Brom. It's from City, sorry. John Duran, MLS. Obviously, Onana's a known player. Like, they've done what they're doing. Emi Martinez, good dick. Like, looks like Arsenal sold him too cheap now, isn't it? Really? Xavi was the problem, making football too complicated and not getting the best out of his forwards. He's great at what he does, but the point is we'd have to change the way we play so much to get the best out of him. It's true. But surely if there's someone you're going to do it for, it's someone of Haaland's ilk, man. And it wouldn't have to change that much, in my opinion. He can still pull out wide like Havertz. It's just a general play. But he can still play football. John McGinn, that pass needed to go 20 years ago. John McGinn, you're better than that. That could have been 2-0. Gundogan, don't foul him. No foul there, ref. Gundogan's lost the ball playing around. John Duran's picked his pocket. Good play from the striker. I need to see your passport, man. You and what's the Brighton lad? Evan Ferguson. I don't believe John Duran's 21, and I therefore don't believe that Ferguson guy's 18. I need to see you lot's ID. Where's Phil Foden? To be fair, he had a shot. He's probably had the only shot of the game. Emi Martinez has had to make a save. I could see Bernardo going PSG or Barca. He's always. I'm actually shocked that he's still at Barca. I mean, at Barca, at Manchester City, because I'm sure for the last couple of years it feels like City win a league title and then Bernardo Silva. It feels like he's going to leave. Jack Grealish. I can't lie. Has Matty Cash not been booked yet? Surely. Okay, now he's been booked. He's been pushing and kicking Grealish and all these things. Yeah, Haaland's a throwback forward. Park the bus and play counter-attack football if you can't defend in the high line anymore. But it's depression how Grealish has gone from what he was at Villa to what he is now. Rodri is not an excuse for looking this incompetent. Amen. Dropping in to hit the light. Christmas schedule's too busy for mid-table clashes. Appreciate that. These balls to Grealish with no end product from him. It's like watching the same 60 seconds on loop. It is, you know. And I mean, if nothing more, City, bro, Cash is on a yellow card. Oh. Every time Villa look way better going forward than Man City, which, no disrespect to Villa, City should look better than probably everybody in the Premier League in that regards. Like, Villa look better than them in all aspects. Villa have just been competent. I wouldn't even say Villa have been amazing. They've been quality. I like the build-up and all of that, but they've just had to be competent. I'm sure Villa fans have seen tougher 37 minutes. Jack Grealish into the hands of Emi Martinez. All the very best players play outside the Prem. Someone called Saka. Does Saka play in England or did he move to Spain? Agendas. Matty Cash might cost Villa this game. If you're Arsenal, Robin, appreciate the question. If you're Arsenal manager, who would you pick? Jesus, Gabriel, not the son of God, alongside Havertz up front. What do you mean? I'm not sure what are you asking? Like, if Havertz is through the middle, Jesus is off the left, then naturally Saka, innit? Like, Saka's the easiest selection Arteta has to make. Big up DG, what's the name of the chair? You got a name? You're just a chair, innit? I don't know. Like, you're just a chair. My cousin's old chair. I went to his house. He said, I'm throwing it away. I was like, no. Put it in the car. I left that. One man's trash is another man's treasure. What should we call you? We ain't calling you no guys' names because I ain't sitting on no one's lap. Emi Martinez. Ooh, Paul Torres. Another good addition. Oi, Torres, you're moving mad. Did you not see Fraser Forster midweek? He boss case there, innit? Oh, this playing out from the back stuff is risky business. John McGinn, Rico Lewis, you're in trouble. As a fullback, I've been there. When you try to do the hero thing and you don't get the ball. Morgan Rogers down this left-hand side. I'm so happy we've got Villa Park out of the way. Luca Dean. Oh, Villa have got away with that. City have got away with that. I wouldn't mind seeing Jesus left at all today. Feels harsh to drop him. And let's be real, neither Martinelli nor Trossard has been undroppable lately. No brand chair. The no brand chair always does the most work. True. Slightly to get an upgrade though, man. This ain't the most comfortable of chairs. Like sometimes you don't see me do that. That's because there's like a pillow thing here. And like I don't like it this high because it's pushing me forward. It's a bit uncomfortable, to be fair. Okay, can rock it like this. Maybe it's because I had shoulder day in the gym and my traps are on fire. Could do this. Luka Dean. Does he have a long throw on him? Bro, we're screaming for these Morgan Rogers. For me, Morgan Rogers, I would love him at the club. The Morgan Rogers, the people that can drive in tight spaces, I think we're crying for him. He's a bit different, but I really like Southampton's Tyler Diblin. You know, if they get relegated, things can happen. We did you a favour giving you Aaron Ramsdale. Guardiola would be welcome. I'd rather see Havertz midfield than Moreno on. I'm not trying to spend my Saturday. I have to walk off for 30 seconds to reiterate the point. I'm not trying to waste my Saturday seeing Kai Havertz in midfield. I'll be real. I only want to see Kai Havertz in midfield if it's a fighting thing. And what I mean by that is it's just a game where we just have to get a result. We need everybody to muck in. We're just here to get a result. We're not here to play football like that. I wouldn't start. I see Moreno starting today. I wouldn't start him personally. I like Moreno. I think you're a squad player. The only benefit I see beyond the obvious is when Moreno plays, Declan Rice plays as a 6 in it. But I would just like to see Partey, Rice, Odegaard. I think we see Moreno, Rice, Odegaard, and Partey right back, Timber left back for what it's worth. I would like MLS to play because I don't think he's put a foot wrong. But then that's 2 changes on the left-hand side. You got MLS and we're all calling for Gabriel Jesus to start. Is Arteta going to do that? I don't know. The only worry for Villa, they've been perfect. The only worry I see for Villa is at the end of the day, it's 1-0. It just takes one crazy moment, City are back in. Nabil, I'm with you. I want to see Partey, Moreno, Odegaard. I think Jesus deserves to start because, again, if your name's not Bukayo Saka in the final third, like, nobody's doing their job. A man scored a hat-trick. It is harsh to drop him. And I know that's the biggest talking point, but realistically, if you're Mikel Arteta, obviously, what you saw in the game changed stuff. But Gabriel Jesus was always going to play in the cup, innit? And then probably there was going to be other players that would have played on the weekend. I think Jesus should play because, like you lot said, he scored a hat-trick. I think, you know, where you look at Martinelli, he's got his own issues, but he does do his tracking back. Jesus does that. I understand Trossard playing, but yeah, man scored a hat-trick, man. You know how people are, man. Moreno, and we're all talking for the unbalanced Arsenal fans, you know. Moreno, they gassed him, and it proves people don't watch ball. There's no way you looked at Moreno and thought, yeah, he's a player that's going to change our lives in the final third. All his strengths are duels and headers and all of those things, and we needed that. I think the problem with us signing Moreno is you needed something else as well. Like, he's another addition. It's like if you go Nando's, he's not the chicken, he's the coleslaw, the side dish, really. And then we're looking at you to do a madness, and you did get injured. You are adapting to the league. I don't think you're amazing. I think you're cool for the squad. I don't think he's been as terrible as people are making out. I don't think he's a difference maker like that. I don't think he's ever going to be that, but I'm not going to write a man off less than 6 months into his Arsenal career, you know, like, it don't make sense. Grealish. Oh, Guardiola. If Guardiola heads that down, this is what I'm talking about. Villa are back in. Villa are back in. City are back in. But this probably sums up City at this moment in time. Didn't defend well for the goal they conceded. Guardiola, who is a defender, great build-up play from Guardiola before he got into the box, which is better than a lot of the attackers we're seeing so far from City. Guardiola, a left-back / centre-half, has had one of the best chances. Phil Foden's had a tame effort saved by Emi Martinez. Grealish has probably been the most lively attacker of everybody there. He's had a couple of tame efforts, but like someone said, it's like watching the same 60 seconds on loop. At the end of the day, football's decided in both ends of the field. City currently have not defended well, not offering nothing in the attacking third. They're losing the midfield battle. On the ball, they look comfortable, but there's no bite, there's no guile, there's no intensity that Villa are doing. Villa are doing great, complete polar opposites. You can see a team that's got belief, that's in a better moment than City, that, I'll be honest, it feels like the players are more free mentally and buy into the project more than what you're seeing at City at this moment in time. I must admit, there's a lot of similarities between City and Arsenal at the moment. Thank the Lord that there's a lot of issues around Arsenal. It could definitely be better. I'd love to be doing what Chelsea and Liverpool are doing. It could be worse. We could be with these, man. Boy, make sure you win at Villa Park, you know. Make sure you win at Villa Park. That's all I'm going to say. I see Trossard score over them sides. The best player in the league, Philip Foden. Boy, make sure you do something. We are back to that question all week now. If Villa win, what is that question, my boy? Need my MLS mac and cheese. I just don't think Arteta, and again, something needs to change, but I think you will see if Kai Havertz is dropped, and I would start Kai. There's a reality Kai Havertz is in midfield and Jesus is up front. I just feel if you see Jesus play off the left, and I could be wrong, if Gabriel Jesus plays off the left, then I don't think MLS will start. If MLS starts, then I don't think Gabriel Jesus starts off the left. I don't think Arteta is going to make 2 changes. Bro, Morgan Rogers is a bad boy. Who did he just hold off the ball there? And Akanji is going to go into the book for trying to delay Villa's move. Who did he waste? Someone just tried to move Morgan Rogers off the ball and he brushed him away like a cushion. Who got weights there? And he's back on the ball here. You see, when you play like Morgan Rogers, you can dye your hair blonde. You can do... This is my unwritten rule. When you play like this, you can do the fancy hairstyles. Nobody at City should have fancy hairstyles. Everyone should have either level 1s or basic hair trims. 1 minute of added on time. Guardiola is City's most dangerous attacking threat for a couple of games now. Why does Pep remind me of Lobos of power? He needs to get his cartel speech in the dressing room. But then even that, like, if you're Pep, right, surely just need new players now, which maybe puts the season as a write-off. Because I'm sure Pep's done the whole shouting thing. He's done the whole when there's every reason to shout, not shout. He's done the whole probably blaming himself. Like, it's the same thing every week. How much can you think? And for the players, I'm not saying to sack Pep, but just because of the fact that Pep's been there forever, do you need a new voice? And if you need a new voice, you're not going to get that at City. So do you need to depart? It's kind of on brand with what we're talking about. It's just a failure from everything. It's just stagnation across all aspects. It is the end of the first half, people. Aston Villa, courtesy of John Duran, is a goal up. Villa have been quality, in my opinion. They should have a bit more. Oh, handbags. These City players are a bunch of pussyos, man. Look, they're getting into handbags. Closest you've got to Emi Martinez all game. Emi, allow it. This is why I say nothing but respect to Pep Guardiola, the Manchester City fans, and anyone contractually connected to City. But you see these players, pampered. Why are they surrounding Emi Martinez? You ain't surrounded him for 45 minutes. You ain't got close to him on 45 minutes. Bernardo Silva, shut up, man. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. Pampered, spoiled, pussios. Grealish, shut up, man. Emi Martinez, World Cup winner, mate. He's not listening to you. You won all these trophies by default. Allow it, man. Allow it, man. No one wants to hear it. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. John McGinn been Villa's worst player, horrible decision making. To be fair, he should have a couple assists. City players seem like a bunch of spoiled rich because they are entitled. Like, what are you lot moaning about? What are you lot moaning about? If anything, Grealish should be getting into handbags with Matty Cash. I'm not going to lie, because he's been kicking you from pillar to post. But what you lot doing? Before you point a finger at someone, look internally. But yeah, it's the end of the first half, people. Don't forget, this is the first of 2 watch-alongs from myself. We will be watching Crystal Palace Arsenal later. I want to see statistically. I'm going to guess shots on target for both sides. I'm going to say 3 for Man City and 5 for Villa. Let's see. Oh, well. Villa have had 6 shots. Manchester City have had 6 shots. Now, the data isn't telling the truth because we've seen Ortega maybe in the first 5 minutes called into action a lot more, right? Both teams have had 6 shots in general. So there's been 12 shots in the game. Villa have had 4 shots on target. Man City have had 3. So I was one off where Villa was and I was bang on the money with City. What's the possession statistics? See, possession is everything, but it's what you do with it. Villa have had 33% of the ball to Man City's 68%. But we're all watching the game with our eyes. Every time Villa have the ball, they look like they can make things happen. City, not quite the same. And again, not to relate it to Arsenal, but this is the trap, because I think there's a lot of similarities between City at the moment and Arsenal. You can't get in the trap of, we had 3 shots. Like, the statistics tell you that arguably, regardless of the scoreline, City are probably in the driving seat. 68% of the ball, 313 passes to 153. No, it's not that. Football is not boxing. Like, it's not one on points. Well, it is, but you get the point. Ironically, Duran is hungry like the wolf. Would you take Duran at Arsenal? 1,000,000% tomorrow, bro. Ollie Watkins replaced by an MLS player. To be fair, he's Colombian, though. It's not MLS. Duran might be the best finisher in the league. At this present moment, potentially. I mean, if we regard form in the current climate, he's probably up there. I'd still maintain probably Haaland. I'm not gonna lie. When I read your question, the first thought I thought of was actually Mohamed Salah. I don't know. That's a good question. Hit the likes if you haven't. Nabil, big up yourself because you're here. Arsenal had the chance to sign Telemans. Great player, but listen, I would have loved him at Arsenal. Like Arsenal, we've been playing against Telemans since he was 16, 17. Remember, like he was playing for Anderlecht in the Champions League against us. Him and what's that other youth that went to I think he went to Sampdoria once. He defo played for Leicester. Dennis something. I think Dennis Priat or something like that. Oh, Isaac is another one. I don't know who would be the best finisher in the Prem. Because to a degree, half of these guys, they're up there for big chance missed, which they should be. Like Salah should be up there for big chance missed. Haaland should be up there. And Arsenal players should be up there because you're missing more chances. You're more likely to score goals. Aubameyang, Kane, Salah, when they're all in the Prem, they were there, right? Haaland, I can't not say you're not the best finisher in the Prem. Isaac's a shout. Duran on current form's a shout. Probably missing some. I guess if you needed a player in the Premier League to score 1v1 or someone's going to shoot your brains out and you're going to die, I know it's morbid. It's a crazy one. Who would you bet on? And I would say for me, it's between Salah and Haaland. And I'll put... Yeah, I don't know, man. Isaac's a bad player. It's difficult, man. It's difficult. It's difficult. Who would I know we could probably do some research and find out statistically who's the best finisher, but all at their peak powers. To be fair, we ain't seen Duran's peak because the man's 21, but you know, assuming this form continues, assuming it's the Haaland we've seen in the Premier League, assuming it's Salah, which he is performing, Salah at his best, Isaac as well. I don't know. That's a good question, you know. I don't know. Where is Mahrez? 28 passes to Haaland last season. Salah would miss. 1v1, I'm going Haaland. Højlund probably up there for conversion rate as well. Probably, but Højlund's too raw with it. Like I ain't betting my life on Højlund to score. Neither am I with Kai Havertz. Big up Kai Havertz. I'm not doing that. I'm not the boy. Imagine that. Someone got a gun to your head. Kai Havertz, 1v1. Broski. It's looking dark, man. You're not going to make Christmas. Højlund, no. Højlund as well, myth. But he probably is up there for conversion rate. Is that plan A, Osimhen plan B, Gyökeres plan C, João Pedro plan D, Wifer plan D? We don't know about that. And Sesko, bring them. Yeah, just confess your sins to the Lord because you're going to see him. Saka 1v1. Yeah, but I don't think... I'll trust Saka a lot more than some of the names, but I don't think Saka's the best finisher in the league. Keep doing what you're doing. He's one of them. Like, he's one of them where you're talking inside forwards. Definitely. Højlund only got 2 Prem goals. Duran just has crazy ball striking. I've got a lot of time for Duran, man. I like his mentality. I like his runs. I like his work rates. Obviously, he has scored some, you know, what I swear he scored a potential goal of the season against Everton. I'm sure in the Champions League, not quite the same finish, but a great goal as well. But it's the variety of finishes. The only thing I'd say with him is not really a thing isolated to him. Like you never really see him use his right foot. But how many left footers actually use their right foot? When I see a man like Duran, like Arsenal, man, bro, go and find there's youths out there. Find someone. If we can't afford Isaac, if the Sesko thing is not working, if you're not convinced with Gyökeres, find someone, man. There's guys out there. João Pedro. You know what? I'd take João Pedro for the squad, but if he was going to become Arsenal's number 9, I don't know if I'd be content with that. I'm happy with Sesko. Contrary to popular opinion, I'd go Palmer for clinicality. I put Cole Palmer with the Saka thing, though. Like, I don't know if I would trust you, like, gun to my head. Palmer's sick, though. DG, you know when you almost tweet, wow, some man don't want to earn peace today, but they finally answer their phone. To be fair, the problem isn't Kai missing 1v1s. The problem is we rarely get 1v1. Bare times against Everton and Fulham, he was making little runs and one more passing in the boy's peak. This is why I think, yes, we need an upgrade on Kai Havertz. We need a striker. We need all of that. But I don't think it's a case of we have Haaland or we've got John Duran or Isaac or whatever. Of course, individual brilliance. They might have more goals at the moment. Havertz hasn't scored since mid-October, I believe, in the league. And yes, Jesus scored a hat-trick. It's diabolical, his Premier League record, especially post-injury, right? But look at how we're playing. Like, it's not as clear-cut as you insert one of those strikers and we're back. It's not really. Maybe, ironically, this time last year, you know, when we went out the FA Cup to Liverpool and we had that game against West Ham, and ironically, it's not as exaggerated as that, but Villa away last season, where you just needed someone to put the ball in the back of the net. If that was the current climate, I'd be like, yeah, but we're hardly creating. It's hardly the days of, and I hate to do this because I actually like Giroud at Arsenal, but remember we create a million chances and Giroud would be falling over or things would be happening. If we was in them kind of climates, then I hear it. Big up you lot, man. Talking points spot on. I didn't think many of you would be here today, man, with this midday kickoff, and some of you in America and Australia, so the time difference is crazy. But big up you lot, man. Appreciate you lot. We have got 82 likes. Come on, folks, man. We can easily get 100. If you've hit the like button, big up you lot. Kroos is a better footballer than Modric. How did Tony Kroos get in the conversation? Ooh, Tony Kroos or Modric? I don't know who's the better footballer. Because Kroos is perfect. Modric, definitely not. He's taking the wrong drugs, you know. You're taking performance-enhancing drugs and you're still crap. But Modric is, I don't know. I'd probably because Tony Kroos is just so perfect in midfield. You're just like, you can just do everything in it perfectly, like. But so can Modric, who apparently is Mark Viduka, if you know his cousin, which is crazy. Funny that. I'd prefer Luka Modric. I hate seeing this about Modric. I think it goes either way. I think from what I remember of Modric, he's more likely to force the issue. Tony Kroos's pass completion rate is probably going to be high. Some questions shouldn't be asked. Oof. I can understand if people tend to go to Kroos. Could see if you say Modric. Which one would I prefer? Probably Luka, to be fair, Luka Modric. Because Kroos is so sick, but I just think Modric's a bit more wavy, isn't it? Like, Kroos is efficient, Modric the entertainer, you could say that. Mark Viduka was cold, man. Like, they don't make Premier League dons like they do. Like, there's no Vidukas, there's no Andrew Johnsons, there's not even a Gary Taylor Fletcher. There's no, what's my man that used to play for Celtic and Aston Villa? Aidan McGeady, had something about him. There's none of Yakubu. There's none of these guys anymore, man. Kroos the sniper. Kroos, Modric, Casemiro, insane. Unfair, man. Imagine playing against that midfield. Kroos led Germany to the final. We forget Mesut Ozil. Modric did that as well. And Modric did that with Croatia. Not that he can pick the fact that he's Croatian or Kroos German. He did. And like, what? When you deep it, what the level of talent that Croatia brings through, like, I don't know about now. Obviously, Croatia is always going to bring great players, but I don't think we're talking about any of them at this moment in time like that. But like, what? Croatia's got like, it's not that much bigger than Jamaica, arguably. It's got like 3-4 million people. Croatia's tiny, and you see the players that come through at Dynamo Zagreb. You see the caliber of player that they produce as well. Like, all of the Croatian players, especially the attackers, naturally, like, they're always very good technically. I would love to. I think there must be a science behind that. It's a bit like, for me anyways, like, when I hear, like, if someone just says, I've got a Moroccan attacker or Algerian attacker or that kind of region, without me, like, you could tell me a player that just plays right wing or cam, without me seeing how they play, I just think you if you're left-footed, it's peak. But I just think you're an entertainer, you're a showman, you're great 1v1. That kind of region, or people of that descent from that kind of region, because some people end up playing for France, they always bring through ballers. Like, and even me, like, I live in North London. I wouldn't say there's that many in comparison to somewhere like West London, where you probably got a lot of Moroccans and Algerians and that kind of region, like Edgware Road and all that. But the 1-2 Moroccans and Algerians I grew up playing football within their cages, you know, they're skillers. Like, they've got a mean shot on them. They're skillers. Boy, they're both very good, different players. Not really a reason to pick for me. Some questions are difficult. Croatia only has a population of 4 million. That's nothing considering the string of talent. Exactly 4 million. And football's weird. Like, obviously, there's a lot of circumstantial issues, you know, like some sport is more popular than other countries in other countries. But just without getting into all of that, like he said, Croatia's got 4 million people. You know, when you said that, it made me think, right, India's got like 1 billion people or something. Or even you even look at the landmass of America, like it's crazy, really. And some other countries, and you think, right, like you can't talk to them when it comes to football or producing talent. Now, obviously, there's other factors that apply, but yeah, it's crazy, man. In 10 years' time, all the Prem players will have low tapers, extra small shirts, and no personality. Croatia's a basketball country as well. See, I never knew that. Some of it is circumstantial as well, man. Like, I don't know about other countries. Like, I think in America it goes against this, but it would probably be basketball in America. Like, some countries, just sport is popular than others, and football's a poor man's game, really and truly, or poor people's game, really, or it used to be. Obviously, when you're playing Premier League and ticket prices and all that, it's a poor person's game. And then you look at someone like India, like, or even that kind of region, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all of them kind of nations there. Cricket is probably their thing. Like, that's the one everybody likes. So there's probably there's all these kind of biases at play, really. And you look like in America, obviously America are taking football seriously now. You can see the players they're producing. They got Pochettino and whatnot. And I'm not American, but I'm sure in America, like, people are not just getting a football and going to the cages and playing football or soccer. Like, if you was to go to, like, I don't know, the projects or whatever, people are probably playing basketball. It seems like in America, football or soccer, what some of you refer to it as, it's more of a rich person's sport, if that makes sense. Like, you kind of need money. It seems like, you know, it seems like that anyways. What area in the UK produces the best talent? I don't know, to be fair. I would say, in London, you look at all the talent I wish I could say North in it, but it's probably South, and I hate it because South Londoners are so up their own arse. We're from South London. We're amazing. Oh my God, gigs. Oh my God. Oh, all of that stuff. I think the Northeast, you know. Is it Northeast? Like, all like Liverpool, Manny, them kind of sides there. I think they produce the best. Really. North London bias. I should be Kevin De Bruyne or Modric. Come on, man. Come on, man. Big up Kevin De Bruyne. Have manners. Modric is a Modric. Why do I keep saying Modric? Do I want him at Arsenal or something? Modric's a big dog for Kevin De Bruyne. Like, Kevin, Premier League legend, one of the best players I've seen. He's a big dog for you. Kevin De Bruyne is one of my favorite footballers, but for me, there's so many midfielders that we're purely just talking the legends that I would have ahead of him. I'm not gonna lie. Who am I having? Iniesta over him, Xavi over him, Cesc Fabregas over him, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric. If we're talking purely creativity, like the aspect of being creative, and I know they're different. Kyle Walker's coming on, by the way. I'm having Eden Hazard, Mesut Ozil. I'm having bare dons, really. Gerrard over Iniesta, not for me. Big up Gerrard. Kaka, obviously, but Modric had a better career. Boy, there's no ballers from Hackney, but I still scream Hacks. To be fair, it's weird because there's obviously talent elsewhere. Like, obviously, if you go through Chelsea bring out players from everywhere, really, and you look at where these players have come from. There was a point East London, like, was producing talent. Like, there was a point. Like, you had Sol Campbell, like all them players that were playing for, is it Senrab? Many years ago, they were producing talent. Now it seems to be South. I don't know why. It is where it is. I'm praying for to be fair, Ethan's from Enfield, but I'm not gonna lie, Ethan. I don't think you're from the trenches, North London. I think you're them sides over there. But it would be nice for Arsenal to have a real North Londoner come through. Big up Saka, but you're like from West and that, man. Do you rate Uruguayan players? Yeah, 100%. Uruguay, like, again, when I think Uruguay, you're getting technically proficient players with bare fight and that. To be fair, my brother made it and he's from Hacks. Hey, patting up an interview on the platform, man. What do you mean you got a brother that's made it and you're not patterning up stuff? Come on, bro. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to your brother, mate. The game needs to bring back the real tens. It's gone, but, well, things happen in cycles, man. Like, it's all about the system and all that jazz now. Like, it's not about, well, I mean, the player's always going to make the system, but it's not about that. Like, people get onto Wenger. Wenger said all of this would happen. Wenger said free agents would be a thing. He said it's going to be an NBA thing and whatnot now. Michael Laudrup, baller, but I can only comment on his thing from YouTube. Marleys are the biggest waste of talent I've seen in the cages. I must admit, yeah, I don't know what it is, but when I look at a lot of Somali players that I grew up with, that they all play football, and a lot of Asian players, like when I say Asia, Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, all them kind of stuff, like, man can play ball. I don't know why you don't really see like players of an Asian background. Obviously, there's professional footballers like that. And you do see Asians, because you do see, you know, there's Chinese footballers, there's South Koreans, there's Japanese, but like the other side of Asia, what is it? Would it be East Asia, like India, all them sides? Don't really see them. I don't know. Maybe I can't talk on nothing. Maybe it's a culture thing. Maybe it's not seen as a viable career. Maybe it's just a hobby. I don't know. But then you see bare cricketers, Morgan Rogers, baller, bro. Like 3 City players couldn't get the ball off him. He still got it. Luka Dean, he loses it. The Gunman 9 and Magical 10 are making a comeback. By God's grace, man. But no one ain't dashing a 10 in this day and age. We live in a day and age, and I'm not saying it's wrong, and the basic principles need to stay the same. But generally, not us, but when you hear talk around goalies, how is he with his feet? It's not necessarily about his hand. We're talking about strikers. It's look. I'm not saying anybody's wrong here, but earlier we were speaking about strikers. Man, are saying Haaland, who probably a throwback striker, don't get him because general play and all of that. We're talking about heat maps and pulling out wide. We're not talking about goals. Midfielders, it's about how much can you run in that. I would like to see, more than any, I'd rather the number 10s come back than the strikers. I mean, who doesn't like strikers? But come on, man. Like, I don't feel there's good midfielders out there, but how many do we enjoy watching? There's no Cesses, Paul Scholes, Santi Cazorlas, them kind of players. Oh, City, you're so lucky, in my opinion. That was the wrong Aston Villa pass, but Aston Villa on the counter attack. There's at least 2 tactical fouls. Go on, Villa. Matty Cash. No, he's hit it wide. That's why you're a fullback. That's why you're a fullback. There's at least 2 yellow cards surely got to be issued for these City players. Man City are so lucky. Who played the ball to the right-hand side? That was the wrong option. Camera, no. McGinn's forced out wide. There's at least 2 fouls off the ball there. Carl Walker's going to get ripped. You can blame Pep, but at the same time, yeah, as much as you blame Pep, if everybody sat there and followed Pep, like Pep is one man, can only manage one team, obviously, at a time. If the whole world has followed him, then the world are idiots, then, isn't it? Marley's got a stamina problem looking at Endo Belly. I think they got passing the ball problem, man. My Somali friends, like, skills for days. They ain't passing it. Big them up, though. Had Indian neighbours once. All they played and watched was cricket. But Mali and Morocco, man, them have that inbuilt ankle breaker skill. And they do, man. They're ballers. And a lot of it's got to be that. He's retired, bro. Played for Charlton early 2000s. Interview. Let's go, man. I heard Ethan went private school. Salute to his family. Salute to him. And you went private school. You're a baller. You could have the best of both worlds. But you get it. You're not a trench baby. London, money in terms of development. Manchester is close. Big up you lot, man. Only Zidane, Xavi, and Iniesta get over Modric. Oh, big up Zidane. Another great player. I've never understood how USA college games sold out arenas. DG with the trim, always a hit. Pause. Big up yourself. Modric deserves that, man. And I think the craziest thing is, do you not remember when Luka Modric first signed for Real Madrid and he got that? I can't remember what it's called, but there's that award when you've been the worst signing. He got that. And Jose Mourinho, in terms of being a manager, his foresight, he's one of the best. Like he said, I remember him getting a lot of heat for saying Jogba would work out, for saying Rashford wouldn't be a striker. And obviously, Madrid is a difficult club to do stuff. He said they'd be all right. Surely Duran's offside there. Surely. And if he's not, it's about to be 2. John Duran, it's Erlengers. Yes, it was offside. It was offside. It was offside. But in this day and age, you got to put the ball in the back of the net. And again, it's the same old, same old. The high line getting exploited. Oh, he probably just is. But 5 minutes into the second half, it's more of the same. Nah, Gerrard can't be over Iniesta. You reckon this patch City has will affect the likes of Kevin De Bruyne's and Pep's legacy? I don't think it can. Like, Because as terrible as this season is, obviously it's got to be remembered. But like 20 years from now, you're not necessarily going to remember this. And even if you do, one terrible season to a million great ones that Pep and Kevin have had, what can you really say, really and truly? Akanji, Bernardo Silva, and City are clearly. Well, sorry, Phil Foden goes for the shot. Horrible. City are clearly in a transitional period for the very reasons we've spoken about throughout this live stream, and also like, what's my man's name? My man was going to leave. The sporting director, he was going to cut. I personally think I think Pep wanted to stay. I think they said to Pep like, allow us one more year in it. Allow us. We can't have all of that. In the USA, you need money and you need to be able to go Northeast Jersey to get noticed. We don't have big enough scouting network. It's infrastructure. We have the talent. There you have it. But then obviously what? Not next year, but 2026. Obviously, it seems like America's taking football a bit more seriously. The World Cup is going to be there. Obviously, you hope that inspires the next generation of coaches and players and people that have the resources to make things happen. It's completely off topic here, but like even the women, because we're talking about growing the game and development and all of that kind of jazz. Like you look at the Women's World Cup here, I'm sure the next 2 Women's World Cups have been put behind Netflix, so a paywall. How are you going to grow like inspiration for the next generation of women that want to play ball when it's behind the paywall, where not everyone can afford Netflix, not everyone has access to that? So a bit like I feel sorry for a lot of football. Like obviously, football it's not a game. When we're talking about the Premier, that it's not a game for people like us anymore. But like I'm 29, I can remember. Obviously, it wasn't free, but I can remember when the Champions League was on ITV, and that's never happening now. So how much people can't watch football? And even when you look at it, I'm not dissing Gen Z, but I do think they've got a smaller attention span. But even when you look at it, like traditional media is dying. Gen Z, a lot of men don't watch football. The men and women of tomorrow don't really watch football. They watch the highlights or they look at SofaScore and they watch for the narratives. And even when you look in TikTok, the attention span is a lot different. Like even in my lifetime, I don't like. For me, I was having this conversation with my friend yesterday. Like I don't buy newspapers, but I like to read like City AM or the Metro when I get on the train. Newspapers are gonna die, and everyone, like some of you lot's mums, grandparents, they probably still buy newspapers, but that is not gonna. By the time like, I reckon, I'm 30 next year, so let's just say by the time I'm 59, 60, I don't think newspapers will be there. I don't because it's a generational thing. I think they're dying. I even saw on TikTok. I know, follow on TikTok by the way, Deluded Gooner. Come on, man, can we get to 1,000 followers? Sainsbury's are gonna stop selling newspapers. I guess it's not making sense. And even where you look at it, YouTube, like the platform YouTube, it's eclipsing traditional TV. Where you look at it, it makes sense. I do think naturally you're going to be in a stage where, you know, someone like Amazon or Netflix, they're going to get the TV rights on a more consistent basis, or there's going to be custom packages. For instance, I'm an Arsenal fan. Can I just buy a package that I'm guaranteed to watch everything Arsenal? And even that, like traditional media, bro, people... Even me, it don't make sense spending money on this, bro. Like, I'm watching this on TNT. I don't even know, like, they just take the direct debits. Like, Sky Sports and TNT, that cost me an arm and a leg. So if you want to watch everything, you got TNT, you got Sky Sports, TV license. So that means BBC or ITV. And there's probably 1, 2 other. You even need Amazon Prime now. People are priced out of this now. People are priced out. This is why I understand people getting fire sticks and all of that. Gally, shout me. I got that for you. I understand why people are going for that. It don't make sense. Free everyone who's been locked up for the fire sticks as well, man. Because they ain't doing they're not teething any more money than these lot are teething from us. And as we know, it's only going to get more expensive, people. John Duran. Oh, that's a good tackle from Akanji. Akanji and John Duran feeling the effects of that. Modric over Alonso and Kaka, what we talking about? I feel sorry for Xabi Alonso, Santi Cazorla, David Silva, to a degree, Juan Mata, all of them kind of Spanish players, because unfortunately, you played in the same generation as Xavi and Iniesta. And Xabi Alonso annoys me because he only started to get his proper flowers for from the casual fan. When he left, like he weren't, man. And it is true, he didn't really turn it on for the whole season for Liverpool with the majority of times he's there. But I couldn't, but he was always a quality player. There's two players I wish Arsene Wenger signed. One would be beyond the obvious. One would be Michael Carrick, who we tried to get when he was at the Hammers. He obviously ended up at United and he won trophies, it worked out. And the other was Xabi Alonso. And Rafa Benitez was smoking something special. How the hell big up Gareth Barry, but I can't believe you want to sell Xabi Alonso to get Gareth Barry. Facts, it's the money. They have to spend, travel across states, takes the poor kids out of it. Exactly, it's peak. I'm from South London. Here we go. Oh, we're South. We're amazing. South London. Nigeria and Mexico are the biggest underachievers in football. I don't know, but I can't comment on Mexico. Anything that's a bit harsh on Nigeria. And again, if we start breaking it down, like for the, I hate to say third world nations, like where you start talking about like them, football's corrupt at all levels. First world, third world, it's all corrupt. But the corruption you'll see in England is very different to like them kind of nations or back home. It's more crabs in a barrel. And until that changes, these countries are not, you're not going to see an African team win the league, win the World Cup, or a Caribbean nation do something like that. You're not going to see that, bro. We all see it and we all run jokes. Mika Antonio the other day saying, you know, even Ravel Morrison said the same. You're going to play for your country, Jamaica. They're not buying the plane tickets. We all saw the Aubameyang stuff. We all saw with Ghana the lack of money. We see it everywhere, man. Like it's not going to change. And Football Mirror Society, like this ain't a coincidence. It's the same way you've got a country like, we're going completely off topic, but you've got a country like Congo in terms of natural resources. Like none of us are using our phones if you know, Congo is not being given these resources. They shouldn't be one of the poorest in the world. Africa should be one of the most prosperous regions in the world for everything. Even when I went to a convention for Africa, actually, in London, and I can't remember the statistic, but it's something like, it's something around having the youngest age people, something around the youngest kind of people with the whole region of Africa. Africa should be prosperous. Like it, look at everything it's got to offer, and mainly like how diverse it is. You go over to like Morocco and them sides. Someone said Nigeria. You got all the others. It should be one of the most prosperous places. But not to get into it, we know why these things are happening. Football Mirror Society, man. Big up you lot, man. Don't know how we got into that convo, but we're here, people. We've got half an hour left of this game. Oh, Ortega's taking risk, and John Duran has actually won it back. Fortunately for him, City still have the ball. Surely the ball went out there. A throw in deep in City's home half. Kaka or Modric. You know what? Nostalgia aside, it probably is Modric, you know. But I'm going to say Kaka, Brazil. Fabregas is a better player than Modric. Anything he can do, Fab can do. Tell me I'm lying. I don't think you are. Or Eastern Europeans don't play at those basketball games, proper ultra vibes with flair. And even that, I would say, out of all the European nations, well, now to be fair, there are a couple that take basketball serious, but it does feel like that the Eastern Europeans kind of nations, as much as maybe not so much as much, but it seems like they're on, someone Shimpad is flying, they're on basketball as much as they're on football. Morgan Rogers, if Villa score, they're getting sauced. Villa are saucing these, man. How have they not scored? Villa, I hope you don't come to regret the fact that it's only 1-0. It's great from Villa, but it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking from City. How has Morgan Rogers still got the ball? Talented player, but I mean, come on, John Duran and him. Come on, Guardiola. Everyone. Boy. I think we're wearing that Monsters Inc. third kit again. I already hate it and distrust it. You know we're getting rubbed out, man. I'm not sure how many World Cups Modric's won, but you'd imagine there's a fair few, man. Just looked it up on F-Brief and we forgot Mbeumo, man, has the highest conversion rate. Mbeumo, I'd have him at Arsenal. I'd love him, man. Sessegnon, not. I know you're talking about the Sunderland one. Sunderland had 1-2 players. I remember Asamoah Gyan when he had his little stage and then he cut. He was the original money man. Don't you remember, like, I'm sure around this period he was banging the goals in for Sunderland. He just cut to I don't know where he went. It definitely, the China thing weren't there. It definitely weren't Saudi. He cut somewhere for the bread. I hear it. And the older I get, I understand. Big up yourself, James. I understand the money aspect, bro. Like, I know people say money's not everything, and I'm sure in an ideal world for a footballer, you want to win as many trophies, be the best footballer you can, earn as much money. But It's like a career. Some people are in, like, some people might be in the tech industry because they've always loved tech as a kid. Some people are there because they're following the money. And also, you got to, I hear it when you come from poverty, or I hate to use words like that, but when you come from poverty and disadvantaged stuff, I understand just being on money, because understandably, if you come from that, all this talking about winning champs and prems and all of that jazz, it's not that it's not valued, but it's neither here nor there, bro. You look at someone like Osman, you know, big him up for being a footballer and doing what he's doing, but he always tells a story about he was selling water in Lagos or something. I understand it. You lot still beefing about Modric and Toni Kroos. No one puts Kai through because he doesn't have that movement or pace. New striker, i.e. Sesko, will change that. I do think he's got the movement. I just don't think he's got the pace. Which striker on the market can do what both Jesus and Havertz do? I can't tell you names, but what does Kai Havertz? I'm not even being disingenuous because I actually agree with you to a degree, but what does Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz do that is unique to others? They both press well. They both drop into midfield. We really can't. They got work rate, got good movement. We really can't find that. We really can't find that. We really can't find that. Or nurture that. Ooh, Cameras just sent Grealish for a bagel and probably shown why his strengths are more in the middle in the defensive third than the final third. Since the second half's kicked off, you would think Villa are the ones that need to score a goal. The best testament I can give to Villa is that they haven't had to get out of first gear. They just had to be competent. They're doing everything, the basics that I hope Villa fans, especially in comparison to the team you're watching right now or the team you're playing and the struggles they've got, that they, you know, don't take it for granted because they're doing the basics. They're looking competent. City are not. And this probably isn't the worst City result. I mean, it definitely is, but it ain't the worst City performance. But it's more of the same. Like, we've been here with City now. Nasri is in my top 5 players to play for Arsenal. I'd understand if you said Emirates era. Top 5? Nasri is another one I felt. I'm not saying he would have been a goal or the best ever or anything like that, yeah, but I think he was good. He had a good career, but I don't think he reached his full potential. I think he could have been great, like great for himself. Villa are still on the ball here. Top 5 players who ever played for Arsenal. Nasri, not for me. Who would be my top 5 in no order? There's three names off the bat already, really. Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira. Jack Grealish is down the left here. Is that a corner? No, it's not. Cesc Fabregas for me. I'm not going to lie. I know he went to Chelsea and people don't like him. Ashley Cole. Yeah, right, I hear that. DG, is there any situation that Pep gets this sacked? I mean, if this was any normal manager or any other manager, then boy, like, your days would be numbered. But you just gave him a new deal. It's Pep Guardiola. Not that it's an excuse and he has to face the music and whatnot, but you've had such a fantastic however many years. This is one terrible season. So not, hey, Morgan Rogers, blood. This guy is everything, man. Everything. His passes found John McGinn. McGinn, what's he gonna do? Finds Morgan Rogers again. 2-0. Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers. Yes, sir. My son. You lot saw the vids from what day about him. Morgan Rogers. What a player. What a player. City spliffed. Villa have gone easy on you because they should have had 2 in the second half, let alone what they got now. As I said earlier, I think if you didn't know the scoreline, you would think Villa are the ones that need to score and get back in the game. Villa have been great, but they've just had to be competent. I'm sure Villa fans have seen a much tougher 64 minutes. John Duran and Morgan Rogers on the score sheet. Light work. City getting put in a package. Pep moving like he can't manage. Boy. And I think this actually puts Villa above City as well. Boy. This high line. And it's horrible. Take nothing away from Villa, but it's like, it is horrible from City. Everyone's at 6s and 7s. You know Morgan Rogers is one of their most dangerous players, got very great quick feet, and has been causing you problems. You've got to get tighter. That's horrible. I feel the only City player I feel sorry for today is Ortega, because you're at the mercy of your teammates. You actually haven't really done anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong. And Villa, you know what? You know what the wickedest thing is? When you deep it, Villa, probably prior to the last 2, maybe 3 games, they had a wobble of their own. Go on, Emery. My guy. The real done. Come round here, man. Villa away ain't easy, boy. Boy. Trossard could never. Partey could never. Boy. It's all your fault, Bernardo Silva. I just want to say Arsenal broke City. We broke them. Because this all went downhill after the thingy, after the game at the Etihad. I don't know what George or Obi was doing, but I wouldn't do it. But big up them, boy. Shit. Put in a package. Tired. Boy, Phil Foden. I know when I wear number 45, I score bangers. Why you got the AK-47 number? You're not on nothing. Unless you got a Super Soaker water gun, but you're not on nothing. I'm smelling agendas. See, Morgan Rogers is playing FIFA Street, but he's just gliding past everyone. Like he's getting that's the only thing that's gonna harm Villa now. Guys like Rogers are enjoying the sourcing they're doing. Sourcing. Surely England cap on the horizon. Well, I'm not saying he's going to be a main player and all of that jazz. I hope he is. I like Morgan Rogers. Guy's a baller. But surely. Where's my Morgan Rogers video? Because I definitely got that. We were there. I found out about Morgan Rogers by accident. I was actually just watching Arsenal's under 18s many years ago against West Brom, and ironically, some of the things you're seeing now, he was doing against us. He's always been strong. I think in this last year, he's asserted himself and showing that strength and brushing past players. But he's always been able to do that. I think now it's finally translated into the senior game. I swear I got Morgan Rogers. He did already. Fair enough. Oh yeah, he did. Well, yeah, don't worry about that then. Fair enough then, Morgan. Keep it up. I swear I got you in my FPL team. I took you out. When? I haven't looked at my team in 2 weeks. Well, City is still losing, eh? But you think Arsenal would be in a better position if Emery had the time and backing Arteta had? Potentially, because, yeah, probably. Because, naturally, you would have given a man more time, but I just don't think it was the right fit. I think the timing was bad. Like, I'll always admire Emery in the same way I admire David Moyes in the sense of, it says in the 48 Laws of Power, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. Like, any man that walked in the door after a larger-than-life personality like Wenger or Ferguson is going to struggle. And I do think, Arteta's been backed, especially when it comes to, like, the whole Aubameyang and Ozil stuff. Emery didn't get that. We were, whether people like Edu or not, it seemed like we were more aligned. Emery was here when we had, it was very turbulent. We had Sanye missing that, all these things. So maybe, but I just think he's a better fit for Aston Villa, man. I just think Emery for us, he was doing mad things. He was putting Mkhitaryan and Ozil as wing backs. Like, it just weren't a good fit for us. Like some of you, some of you have probably had multiple girlfriends. To one girl, you was probably a demon, the villain, or she would say that about you. To the other, you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're Mr. Romantic. Sometimes it's just not a good fit. Morgan Rogers could be in here again. Hey, is that a pen? Or is that good defending from Bernardo Silva? No, Emery beat Pep at Villa Park last season. Boy, Salvino is average. Back to Thomas Cook era City. Could argue Emery didn't show enough to get the back in either. I remember him trying to freeze out Ozil and then bringing him on when we're losing. True, he looked silly, but that's what I mean. I think, to be fair to Emery, Emery had to play that game. Like he never got backed enough to rub players out. It seemed like the club said, Arteta, we've got your back. Even to the point where when you look in the all or nothing with Aubameyang, Richard Garlick and Edu, they're actually, when you watch it, they actually don't want to do this Aubameyang rubbing him out, cancelling the contract. Arteta got his way. I'll always admire Emery because, like I said, you took the job after Wenger. I do think you had some good moments and you had some terrible ones. I just don't think he was the right fit. One thing that always rubbed me up the wrong way with Emery is, the good evening stuff turned sour. It did. Like, I'm all for banter and a little bit of a joke, but then it went over that, and it was mocking a man trying to speak English and that. So much people can't speak. The people mocking him can't even speak English, let alone English, Spanish, probably bare things. So I'd admire Emery for that. It just weren't the right fit. Who knows if Emery was to sign for Arsenal now, like if he was to be given a job again with all the stuff that's going on, and maybe what he's learned differently in England and whatnot, maybe it'd be different. I personally think Emery's at his best, with the greatest of respect to Aston Villa. They've obviously got their own expectations. They've got their own achievements and whatnot. But I think he's good at teams where it's an underdog thing, really. Like Villa are on the overachieving thing. If they win a league, and I'm sure they want to, they're building up to do that. I don't feel they're telling Emery, you need to get in the Champions League. You need to bring us a cup. If they do that, it's great. Where Arsenal, again, well, the Cronkies and all of that, they might not be, certain man wouldn't get a new contract if that was it. But where us fans are concerned, that's all we want. I'd rather get Jardim than Emery. Judge me if you want. I defo am, man. I defo am. Jardim, where is he these days? Fabio Vieira should have never been here. We could have signed Kudus, Xavi Simons, Cherky, Griezmann at that point. We should have signed Griezmann when he was at Sociedad. Respect, DG, you're right about Emery. Emery's a mad guy. He can't be at a big club and get away with some of the decisions he makes without criticism. How much would Rodgers cost? Bloody hell, that. I'd say you're not going to get him for 50 million, but I think to get a reply, if you emailed an offer for 50 million, you have to bid 50, 60 million for Villa to give you a reply, and then whatever you want, really. Mad money. He's young. I think the game's gone beyond how much you're worth now. Like, you could easily go for 70 plus now. It's what you can hustle, and he's got the English tax. He's obviously performing well. Age is on his side. He's one of the most consistent players for Villa. Like, bro, Morgan Rodgers. This is why I need to start getting the videos out, and that's actually what we need to get back to next season, is talking about more youth content. You don't know me, I love to watch young players develop and whatnot, but this is why, to see someone like Morgan Rodgers that I've seen play, under 18s level, to do this. Not saying I saw this, but to see it is crazy. Birmingham producing talent. I know he's at Real Madrid, but you got to remember Bellingham's from these sides. Rodgers is probably at the best kind of club, really, because he's a Brummy lad. You're playing for a big club like Villa, clearly ambitious with some of the signings they've made and what they're doing. Again, I don't know if there's ever been an offer for them to reject, but you look at the likes of Emi Martinez, who I'm sure could have the pick of clubs. Paul Torres, who a lot of clubs pursued him. Like, it's a good project at Villa. Signed Onana, who a lot of people wanted. Telemans is always going to have offers. You have to respect what Villa's doing. I moved to him. And big up John Duran, because I'm loving the fouls you're doing on Akanji. You're another one that talks too much. Morgan Rodgers, bro, a man still got the ball. And it's got to the point, if this was Sunday League and Morgan Rodgers is playing like that, and you're City, I'm not saying hurt him, but you got to kick the shoot, You got to kick the shoot. Big up Curtis Jones as well, another quality player. English tax is going to apply. All I'm saying is 12 games, 1 win, 2 draws. Jose would never. City need to be humble. It's their players. Their players need to be humbled, man. What do you think about Hugo Ekitike at Arsenal? Probably moved to PSG too quickly. Finding his feet now. He's calm. He speaks a lot better now. Who are you referring to? What else are you lot saying? Big up you lot, man. No, we wouldn't be in a better position with Emery. We might have won a cup or two more, but we wouldn't be talking about the league the way we are. I definitely got him. I shagged myself, man. And he is an ex-City player. Well, from West Brom to City, and then, yeah, he done his thing. I think Arsenal, we need to hang outside City's academy, man. See, just be there for the next Morgan Rodgers, and the next Cole Palmer. Shit, even Lavia as well. I know, apart from Cole Palmer, he's a local boy, but them two were sourced from other clubs. Just hang outside. Just hang outside. There's talent there. Most goals conceded in the last 15 minutes. Aston Villa have conceded 8 this season, which is the second highest. Only Wolves have more with 9. And City have they were 7 there. So both there could be more goals. 15 minutes left, people. Unlike City, you lot have been in quality form, and City could be in here. Phil Foden. Bro, this guy's a pussycat, You're a pussycat. Ducking out of that 50-50. It's peak for City. It's over, Pete. This season, a write-off. You lot just now, if you're City, this is where you need to just be focusing on top four, going as far as you can in the champs. Obviously, they're out the League Cup, trying to bring back the FA Cup. This season's a write-off. Like those that are in charge of recruitment and signings, the work for next season begins. Because I think they'll be back next season. This is just a rare blip. Oh, Teta, man. You need to win this league, man. God, please, can Chelsea fall off? Can Liverpool fall off? Can Arsenal show consistent form? I need this. I need this. The last time I saw my team win a league, I was in year 4. I used to get called a glory hunter for supporting Arsenal. Madness, innit? There's fans out there that ain't seen Arsenal win leagues. Big up yourself, Arteta. But unfortunately, there's people out there that think this is the best. This is the best they've ever seen Arsenal, and there's fuck all to talk about. Please. But then you got Riley in the chat. He's a Spurs fan. He's never seen it. I had to. City fans saying Pep out. Boy. I think it's time, Haaland, you come out my FPL team as well. I think it's time. Never saw this collapse coming. DG, who is your EPL Mount Rushmore? Harry Kane would be in there. Salah would be in there. Cole Palmer's making a claim to be in there. Haaland for last season. There's definitely Chris Wood. There's definitely a couple like them kind of guys that just go on them mad runs of form. Morgan Rogers, this guy, bro, he's got it all, bro. Playing bare positions, can score goals, can assist, drives with the ball. And you can tell like he's deep in him now in a humble way. Like you can tell that, yeah, because he signed for Villa. He weren't in the starting 11 all week in, week out. You can tell, yeah, I believe in myself. And to be fair, I know he came from West Brom, but if we just ban that over City Academy graduates, you had Phil Foden, you got Rico Lewis, you got Morgan Rogers, boy. Which one looks like someone historically that comes from City's academy? Pep out's a madness, but Pep out and get who? Pep out and get who? Like they get rid of Pep, but get rid of who? Man said Baldiola. I'm loving this City downfall. We better win today and take advantage of it. You know what? I'm enjoying it so much. I forgot we're playing. Bro, they're getting sourced by the defensive mids, Camera and that. You're lucky Telemans couldn't find Luka Dean. We want 3. Luka Dean, bang that. Fullback union. Raw. You know you're bad when Carl Walker's actually defending half decent. He's conceded a corner. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. At the very beginning of this game, you look half them puffed. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on. Fuck it. Full-time City hater. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. See, Pep Guardiola's not even scratching his head and harming himself no more. He's done. Boy, they'll be back next season. But now, boy. Come on, boys. Come on. Telemans. Come on. Konza, I know you want that. That's a decent. No, come on, boys. It's cleared. Time, Cash. Relax, Cash. Cash, relax. Don't go home to Emi Martinez. Be brave. It's City. Madness in it. It's City. Don't be brave. Arsenal, I know their form will improve, but I want to beat City at the Emirates for our own reasons. Forget their form. I haven't forgotten the Etihad. I want these lots head on a stick. Or worry about Pep's mental health. Worry about anyone's mental health, but you know, as much as it's crazy to say, and football means the world, Ollie Watkins is coming on. As much as it's crazy to say, and football means the world, yeah. And like, obviously, everything you do is being scrutinized. It's got to hurt. Like you're obviously trying to fix this, you're not able to fix it. As much as it means the world, at the end of the day, if your biggest problem is a team not winning a football match, if we ban that with life, bro, what you got to cry about? There's people going through real things. And it's just your season to suffer like life. You can't win all the time in your life. Like we've all had like 2024. The first half of 2024. Or really and truly, to the last 2-3 months, bro, I was taking L's, nothing good. Then we got a little TalkSport cameo. So you can't, and there's been years where everything I've touched has turned to gold. Like sometimes it's your season to win, generally in life and football, and sometimes it's your season to suffer. Sometimes you got to lose to win. Sometimes you actually got to win to lose. We're getting a bit too philosophical here, but yeah, Emi Martinez, Paul Torres. But to be fair, we've not said their names that many times. Haaland didn't stay humble. You see what happens? 5:30, just checked if Calafiori is back. But is Calafiori going to start? Should he start? Akanji's conceded the foul. I don't trust her to take advantage. We need to turn a corner fast. We're at the point where, as much as I'm enjoying City lose, Arsenal need to take care of their own business. Rodri should miss last season. We're not taking our chances, but we move. 2025, the CV has to go to Saudi DG. I hope that 130 cases slaps hard. Arsenal got the Benfica curse when it comes to winning the league. We should be at the top of the table. No, we shouldn't be. Yeah, they're bringing on Doku. We shouldn't be at the top of the table. Like, we ain't won enough games. Pep's going to do crack before he does his eat. That ain't going to help him. Ranić can steady the ship. You know what? Ralph Ranić scouting is quality. I don't know if we're managing, but scouting, United didn't want to listen. Morgan Rogers plays like he's at Power League with the Mandem. He's too cold. Exactly. He plays like them kids that at lunchtime, like they play for Arsenal, Spurs, his academy, and they're just like a level above everyone. They're just messing about. And there he is in possession again. He shouldn't come off, but I think Emre should say, oh, look, he sent Walker for a bagel and he just, was that the best pass? He found only Watkins. Come on, Watkins. Saved by Ortega. I don't think Morgan Rogers should get subbed, but I think he should in the sense of performance today. You deserve a standing ovation from the fans. All my days, I just woke up. Feels like I'm in a dream. What's happening, DG? Really? This is a reality. This ain't a dream no more, man. This is reality for City. As a Chelsea fan, I'm fortunate enough to see my team win every trophy. It jars me, man, because I've seen United win the chat. I've seen everyone but us win the chance. We got to the same amount of finals as Spurs. And I've seen Chelsea win it on a bandulu. Like, when you won it with Jogba and that, when you won the last one, life ain't fair. But yeah, you have. And let's not talk about... Well, you have won 2 Europa Leagues, or was that in... I swear Chelsea won 2 Europas. We don't need to talk about... I don't remember, but apparently there was a final against Arsenal. I don't think I was watching football that time. Ah, mate. They've not been humbled enough yet. Some of them players out there still acting like entitled brats. MLS, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber. I'm here for that. We should run Sterling, Jesus, Saka for a series today. We'll have to see. Yellow cards galore. Here goes City. Throwing the toys out the Prem there. Guardiola. Give us your agent's number. Oh, to be fair, I'll have to see that again. I mean, there's no reaction from Guardiola, so it probably is a foul, but I didn't think that was a yellow card worthy. Jeremy Doku, 7 minutes left. No Kevin De Bruyne. Team 2 goes down. You're not bringing on Kevin. Agendas. People like to say Odegaard, when the going gets tough, he gets subbed, but at least he's on the pitch. And at this point with Pep, yeah, you've got, like, I'm not saying they're the difference makers, but you got James McCaitry and you might as well play the young G's or give them the minutes. They might do something different. If they're saying Pep out, then no City fans deserve nothing. Trust. I mean, fair criticisms and that, but 1, who you're going to get? 2 is Pep Guardiola. I know you can't talk about the past, but that guy has completely transformed City. Obviously, City won a league title before him. Have manners. Have manners. Remember who you lot were before the money, you know? Have manners. When you had Vassell and them, man. Relax. Konza. Hey, sent Haaland for a bagel. Man, and trust yourselves. Hey, I play Ole's. No, Konza, play it short. What kind of clearance is that? Carl Walker, how long do you lose the ball? You won't pass it forward, though. You're scared. You're scared. Look, you're scared. You're scared. Well, fair enough. You've done all right. Bernardo Silva, you're playing. Looking forward to seeing your little diva column in the newspaper. And all you do is talk. Haaland hasn't had a single touch in the hot box. Don't defend well. Don't attack well. Don't create for a limited forward. I feel like I'm talking about my club, but this is not confused. Don't confuse me. These are City's issues. Petrov and them, man. Man said if we don't win, AFTV Prime will be back in business. Big up yourself, Deluded. Arsenal needs to win today and take advantage of City. Hopefully other games could go our way. Arsenal can't afford to slip up. You'd imagine, well, I hope Liverpool batter Spurs. I don't care for the ramifications of the league. I want Spurs to lose every game from the 38 games they play. But if Liverpool were to drop points, City evidently have dropped points. It's more of a case. It's probably less of a case about what City's doing, which it still is valid, but it's probably more of a case of Chelsea now. As I say every week, it's all fun and games, them not dropping points and all of that kind of stuff. Arsenal need to win games. We need to go on a run. Phil Foden takes the corner. It's not a bad one. It's punched out by Emi Martin. There's 5 minutes to go. John McGinn plucks it out the sky. Finds Matty Cash. Matty Cash knocks it into the channel. Honestly, I don't know what he was looking for. I predicted a 3-0 Villa win. I went 2-1 City, and I'm so happy I'm wrong. What I would say is, unlike Manchester City, if we was a football team, here we do our job, people. So big up yourselves. We've got 147 likes. God bless you all, man. Boy, Pep Guardiola, see, we're managing properly over here. Havertz can only score chipping goals. Other times he plays false 9 too much. I want to see a midfield of Odegaard, Ethan, Partey/Rice, which means Partey will play right back and Ethan won't start. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't start Ethan today. But I hear that. Big man thing, we actually never saw Darius Vassell again after that pen miss. If you know, you know. Them glory hunting City fans are going to cut out soon. Rodgers, defo man of the match. Defo man of the match. He's probably been the one Villa player that's been head and shoulders. Other than that, who do I think's been the whole of Villa? But if we're talking individual, maybe not so much in the second half, but I think first half, Telemans looked quite good for me. Emi Martin, by no fault of your own, you know, the whole back five, including Emi Martinez, you've not had to do nothing. I think John Duran was good. Obviously, minus his goal, I think Duran was good. Yeah, Morgan Rogers, undoubtedly man of the match. Like, you take away the goal and assist, not that you can. Like, if Villa still won 2-0 and he never had a goal or assist, like, he's still man of the match. Like, he's been quality. Saying that Villa have given the ball away. Is Grealish fouled there? I don't think so. Oh, Konza, what was that? Villa seemed to reckon it was a throw-in. A corner kick to City. I did think it was a corner to City. I was a bit alarmed as to why Konza was letting that out and not hoofing it. Sidewinder. What a name. One love. Tierney at left back wasn't too bad with Timber inverting. He should get more game time. Might as well use Tierney for the rest of the season unless you get an offer for him in January. Considering we've seen the news about Ornstein now, he's not. We're not taking out the clause in his contract to extend it till 2026. Might as well just use him for the squad or the option of that. That corner kick came to nothing. Matty Cash has got Villa forward. I think he's done well to earn a throw-in for his team out of the field. DG, I made it to the Champions League final with Arsenal in the finals against City. Bring it home, mate. DG, welcoming back Man City revert Arsenal fans. Nope, stay over there. You won champs. You done all of that. Stay over there. Once you snake that, that's how I deal with betrayal in life. Like, once you know, you fool us once, it is what it is. Forget that. Stay over there. You sold your soul to the devil. Stay over there. I want to see more of Timber at centre-back. He looks like a monster at centre-back. I'm more than happy seeing him at full-back. But games we need rotation, why not? Yeah, start MLS and Calla. Even Tierney sub works. Actually forgot MLS. Shame on me. I think we're going to see Partey right back, Timber left back personally. But mine would be Timber right back. Timber right back. I don't think MLS has put a foot wrong. So I think Lewis Skelly should start. Apparently Zinchenko and Calafiori are back, but then how fit are they? And are they fit enough to start? Obviously, you've got Tierney as well, but Tierney started, Tierney, that's Tierney's first start, significant minutes of the season. He started getting cramping. You never know, he might, but I don't think anyone expects Tierney to start today. You got about 3 fullbacks struggling. Imagine if he starts Kivior left back. Brother. Ball into the box, Haaland can't get there. See it with Silvinho, throw into City. DG, we could be on course for 3 Prems in a row. What should Arsenal target for in Jan? I don't know, my bro, man. But if I, had a wish list, I want a number 8 because they're not all similar. But like we've got bare 6s, we don't have an 8. Like, I know Morgan Rogers isn't playing as an 8, but we haven't got anyone that's going to do more the skill set. We haven't got anyone that does what Rogers is doing. We haven't got anyone that's been playing in like Tellerman's role today. Yeah, hey, he's listening to me. Morgan Rogers, standing ovation. Buendia is coming on. But I'd love an 8. I'd love a striker. I'd love an inside forward. I wouldn't be against a versatile defender. Think it wouldn't go amiss buying another goalie actually, or sorting out the goalie situation, because like we've got an academy guy by default being the third choice. Neto, I don't know if we're going to sign him permanently. Is Neto going to play for Arsenal? Funny enough, is he ever going to get a start? Like, because you can't play in the cup. Well, to be fair, you might start against Man United in the FA Cup, which I'd rather David Raya, but Jeremy Doku. Him and Salvino have been better by default than whoever was there before, but they're just going backwards. Jeremy Doku looks to skip past camera. He will go up, like Martinelli, you will go up several levels or you'll play like this for the rest of your career. Can't believe people saying Doku's better than Saka. Crazy. Somehow Foden is still on that football pitch. Silvinho. Just pass the ball, mate. Pass the ball, mate. You're going to do bare party tricks for no reason. And he's playing it backwards. Kyle Walker, you know you're rubbish. Akanji, Your comments about Arsenal annoyed me the most, because fair enough, Bernardo Silva, Haaland, Stones. Who the hell are you? It's probably Pep Guardiola's greatest achievement, giving you a career. Like, they're definitely cheating. Out of all the 130 charges, Akanji, I'm telling you, Akanji, you definitely did the Mudryk thing. I'm not forgetting who you was at Dortmund. So what you're saying is we are 4 or 5 players short. Been consistent with this from the summer, to be fair. I think we'll see Zinchenko left back and Timber right back. Zinni subbed off in the second half. Timber moves left back. Partey comes in at right back. I hope I'm wrong, but I think there's 90% chance I'm spot on. 90%. Salvino needs to take the Eno out of his name. That boy is called Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm even mad. He's probably happy to sit on the bench. My guy hit the barbershop early, I see. Bless the faded lords. You're funny, man. A couple of days there. Rogers would cook at almost every club. And yeah, the fan channel meltdowns over Buendia. Football fans, eh? Silvinho, you're about to lose it, mate. To be fair, what do I know? He's found Foden. Foden ain't got the tech. Foden, mate, Foden. Oh, we can't agenda feel Foden. Man, them scumbag in a goal at the end. It's all Silvinho. Foden doing the jogging with the ball hype. There's 2 minutes left. To be fair, humble pie. He didn't back him, though. Finally back the beef. And at the end of the day, we did speak about that. We saw the statistics on TNT, how Aston Villa and Man City have conceded a lot of goals in the last 15 minutes. Villa, if you lot dare, please, you have entertained the neutrals. We've supported you. But it is going to be a nervy 2 minutes. City fans, you know what? Seeing the humor of it and smiling. At least there's something for the analytical department for Aston Villa to do now, because before, there probably is no match review. Poor goal from a Villa perspective to concede. There's half a minute left. Poetic justice in, Man City are against the clock. Oh, Nana, come on, bro. Ref Allen. I'm a bit nervous now. I think Villa have done it, but stranger things have happened in football. Someone just take, bro, if you're a Villa player and you're not on a yellow, take the yellows. The ref, he shagged them. I don't know how they didn't get advantage for that. John McGinn. Well in. Now, Savinho's a baller, man. He's just young. And you had a purple patch kind of season last year for Girona. Girona? It is Girona, right? Don't forget, folks, people, 4:30, literally in just over 2 hours, together, we will be watching Crystal Palace Arsenal. It's all fun and games, laughing and enjoying the City stuff. We have to win. Emmy, yellow card settings. Take a yellow. Take a yellow, bro. Whoever's not on the yellow, take a yellow, man. Ref Alon. Over 30 seconds, Ref Alon. Like Tellerman said, Emmy, no playing out from the back. Listen, oof that. Sunday League, Hackney Mars settings. Oof that. I did say Tellerman's had a good game. Tellerman's has been officially given man of the match. I can't say he doesn't deserve it, but the battle of the Spaniards, the real gaffer Emre Reyes supreme. We don't get stressed. That's why we got hair on our head. Pep Guardiola is peak, man. Like, what can we say that we ain't said? What can we say that we ain't said? They've been sliced, diced, and finished. Morgan Rogers, superb. Telemans in the first half, some of the passing amazing. Collectively, Aston Villa quality. The only thing they've done, John Duran, big him up for scoring. The only thing Villa done wrong is concede that little idiot goal and let Foden scumbag something. But other than that, they got the main thing, which is 3 points, people. Again, better than the game. You lot's talking points, conversations, everything has been amazing, man. So I appreciate you lot, especially as we get to the end of the year. We might not have got 70k subs, but we're alive and kicking, man. He's now got as many Prem goals this season as Ethan Unwary, boy, you know. So yeah, people, man, I'm going to see you lot at 4:30 where we will be watching Arsenal together. Appreciative to you lot tuned in. One love, man. And on that note, I'm going to show you what Pep Guardiola needs to say.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
There's always just that active red flag. Defenders, I think, it's like.